Assassin's Creed news hit pretty big over the weekend with the Assassin's Creed showcase during Ubisoft Forward, but there wasn't any gameplay. There's a lot of news to break down, a lot of details. We finally know what Assassin's Creed Infinity is. We know what all these code names are leading to. But many people were upset at the absence of gameplay. I'm going to break it all down for you right here at the beginning of the stream in an update, so you don't have to go searching for it. These videos are a little bit longer because they're live streams, so be sure to hit subscribe and the bell button so you don't miss the streams. This is a Reforge update. Assassin's Creed news hit very big over the weekend with Ubisoft Forward having an Assassin's Creed showcase baked in to the Ubi Forward stream, and it was essentially the centerpiece of Ubisoft Forward with not a lot of big announcements coming out from Ubi. Many people upset at the absence of gameplay. I'm going to break down all the news that came out of the showcase with probably the biggest piece that they showed off was the cinematic trailer from AC Mirage, but still no gameplay. As always, if you like these quick updates, hit subscribe and the bell button and check out Reforge Gaming where I stream live. So what exactly was confirmed? Well, we finally got AC Mirage to be confirmed with more than just a poster or artwork, but with actual details. The cinematic trailer, it's very, very clear they are returning to their roots. Many people were excited when they had the Shore Agdashlu. Her name is hard to pronounce, but her voice is unforgettable. She is going to be one of the main voice actors. They even had a little trailer with her addressing the audience, saying how excited she was to be involved. She has a very iconic voice, and she's going to be one of the main people training you as one of the hidden ones, teaching you the ways and maybe being a mainline NPC. Honestly, it felt like a classic Assassin's Creed just from the trailer. The trailer made me want to see more. It made me want to play. Now, controversy over its apparent adult rating for real gambling has not been resolved yet. Apparently on some websites it's being listed as having an adult rating for real gambling, and other places it doesn't have that rating. We are waiting for Ubisoft to comment. That would be a very bizarre decision with an Assassin's Creed game, and also not great for sales to have your rating that high. There's maybe 30-something games that have received that rating. We also finally figured out what Assassin's Creed codename Jade was going to look like. It is the mobile game, and it actually looks pretty decent for a mobile game. Many people sort of upset at the fact that, like, hey, Assassin's Creed going to mobile seems like a huge mistake. However, they're tapping into a market that's very, very large, and it actually didn't look too bad for an Assassin's Creed game. The most exciting part for many people was Assassin's Creed codename Red getting confirmation that we will be finally going to feudal Japan. Many have been long awaiting that era for the game. While many were concerned that it would be too much like Ghosts of Tsushima if we were samurai, it seemed pretty clear that that would not be the case, that we would be taking on the role and the garb of a ninja. A very quick cinematic trailer, all but saying, hey, you're going to be a ninja in this game. We might be playing against samurai, given some of the early leaks saying that, there was a female in samurai garb. Maybe we start out as a samurai and then we kind of go the way of the ninja. Might be too close to the Ghost of Tsushima storyline, so I could see it probably being more in line with ninja versus samurai. Then Assassin's Creed codename Hexe was dark and mysterious. It even had a code inside the trailer that has already been deciphered. It was apparently the German phrase. It was in German, "We work in the dark to serve the light." So they did that just for fun. No clues about a release date or anything. This is apparently going to be a darker Assassin's Creed set during the witch hunts, and the trailer was again just cinematic. Now, what is Assassin's Creed Infinity? Well, we still sort of don't know, but we do know. It's not outside of what many of us predicted it would be. I even said I think a lot of these new Assassin's Creed games will be housed inside of Assassin's Creed Infinity, and I was 2 for 2 on that, because both AC, codename Red, and codename Hexe were said to, they will be inside this hub. They're sort of bringing back the Animus. It's not really in the games anymore. They don't really focus on the Animus, but you're loading up the Animus to go into these games, That's going to be the hub for all the games that will be connected in some way. No word on what's going to happen with previous Assassin's Creed titles or even AC Mirage. And they even indicated they kind of want to work on maybe putting multiplayer into it somehow. So no gameplay was shown, no real concrete details on what Assassin's Creed Infinity is, primarily just announcements. Let me know what you thought about all of the announcements in the comments below. As always, check out Reforge Gaming, where I stream live. Hit subscribe and the bell button, and I'll see you in the next video. And I'll see the rest of you right now. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Happy Monday to you. We were expecting a lot of what we got from the Ubisoft Forward Showcase. Some of it even we kind of called like line by line, so nothing actually shocked us. It was good to get confirmation about certain things that we were waiting for, and we're off to a slower start for a Monday, guys. Typically, we've been kicking some of the big news from the weekend to Monday. Maybe people feel like this is old news. I don't know. Let's see if we can't turn this one around. Smash the like button. Get us to our first 100 likes. We've been having a lot stronger turnouts in the morning lately, so this one might be old news for some folks. I don't know. It's kind of touch and go with how we stream, because we don't typically stream on the weekends. If you missed our stream, we did cover Ubisoft Forward on Saturday. We did our own co-stream of it. That, I don't know, that's possible. That's, maybe people are seeing this in their feed and they're like, I've already seen it all, man. I don't care. I've got discussion questions for you. I want to know what you think about, the absence of gameplay and some of the other things surrounding all of the announcements. What's good, feed? I see you in the chat. How many months are we estimating the releases? Seems to me like seeing gameplay this early would be a tad unusual. At one level, right? At one level, I do think announcements are typically like this, right? It's pretty common to say, hey, we're making this game, and they just show like a trailer, or they show a cinematic trailer, and AC Mirage is the one that is probably the closest to releasing, so we got like a full-blown AC Mirage trailer. Now, the other ones were just sort of like, hey, we're making these, they're coming sometime way out in the future. So it makes perfectly good sense to not really have gameplay to show. And so I wasn't necessarily defending the absence of gameplay during the showcase. I just said this is kind of par for the course. I wasn't expecting to see gameplay from every single one. They're just sort of saying, hey, these games are coming. They don't even have official names yet. AC Mirage is the only one with an official name. Even the mobile game doesn't have a name. It's just Assassin's Creed codename Jade, and then codename Red, and then codename Hexe. So they don't even have names yet. They're just still under codenames, which is kind of unprecedented. Usually codenames are used in the, internal documentation. So that's when we typically get leaks. We're like, oh, there's a new such and such game coming out under codename this, and here are the details. Like, we usually get that in the form of a leak. Show me gameplay within 6 months. Right, many people are starting to change their tune about this. This was even kind of similar to our coverage of, Ragnarok. It was like, well, where's the gameplay? Why are we getting such few details? It's like, well, you gotta wait until it's a lot closer to coming out. Good morning, Lono. Watch a Friday night stream this morning. Could you be more bankrupt? And well done to Creature. The member icons are fire. Could you be more bankrupt? Why am I bankrupt? What happened? Oh, in Wheel of Fortune. I was like, what? Yeah. If you guys missed the Friday night stream with Madam, man, you guys are missing out. Those are really funny streams. And Wheel of Fortune was absolutely rigged against me. Guys, we're going to have to put this stream on our back. I am not sure what's going on, but this is not the Monday morning I want to see after a big weekend of tons of news. We should be popping right now, and we are not. We need 100 likes. Smash that like button. This is unusual for us. We may be experiencing some updates on the website. We updated our badges as well. You guys will notice it's a little bit easier for me to see the colors. I still wonder if we got to get rid of that teal. It looks green to me, and you can't get green until you hit 2 years. I think we're going to have to ditch the teal. It's so hard to tell. That looks like the normal green to me in the browser. Even though it's next to a green name, it doesn't look like teal. It always looks like teal on the back end. I'm like, oh, that looks great. And then in chat, it looks it looks too similar to the green. I think that's the only one we need to change. All the other colors, I think, look fantastic. And they're a little bit easier to spot. Like, they got the outer circle, they've got the gradient. I think they look good. What color is yours? Gold is for 1 year. Gold is for 1 year. Creature decided to kick the official green to 2 years. That's not typically how I do it. I usually did official channel at 1 year and then gold for 2 years. He flipped that around. It doesn't really matter. We used to do it that way on purple, which I guess it's fine to do it differently now since we're on a different platform. I know your thoughts about the Infinity Launcher, but do we think that these games are even been starting development-wise, and will these be full 20 to 30-hour games or 5 to 10-hour experiences? Right, the way they described Assassin's Creed Red, it sounded to me like it was going to be a mainline title, right? It sounded to me, when is Red? Oh gosh, I can't remember. He put him in Red's 2 years. Wait, I don't understand. 4 years to get to green? Okay, yeah, he even changed it again. I didn't know that. Sorry. 2 years is red, 3 years is blue, 4 years is the official channel color. So, we've really kicked the official channel color way down the road. He sent it to me over the weekend. We've adjusted them again. I mean, like, several months ago, there was a bunch of buzz about a big reveal trailer, and then it was just a logo and nothing else, but I can't remember which franchise. Big reveal and it was just a logo. Are you talking about Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, where they just revealed the logo? Did they do that? I can't remember. Assassin's Creed Red has a lot of controversy coming out because of the director of this title. Yeah, and you know what? I honestly don't give a frick about that, Detective Seeds. Like, I literally read a headline where they said, no consequences for somebody with alleged behavior. I'm like, can you reread your headline a little slowly, please? Since when do we dole out consequences for alleged behavior? Like, if I allege that my neighbor is a I don't know, he's cooking up crystal meth or something, like, that's just alleged. No consequences for, the alleged behavior of my neighbor. Shut the frick up. Like, I was really disappointed in thegamer.com with that headline. I'm like, read your headline slowly. It sounds incredibly stupid. Like, at this point, you don't think there's been internal work done? Internal, investigations? We're all supposed to be, raising pitchforks because, somebody said this guy did stuff? Okay, well, that's fine. It's all, do we know? What color is my stick? I think that's 6 months. 15 months for Dan. Thank you so much, Dan, for hitting 15 months. The lime green is 6 months. That's half a year. Yeah, lime green's half a year. Yeah, I don't give a single ounce of frick about it until it's been proven or officially investigated. I just don't. I don't. In this day and age, I can't. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair. We're giving too much power to bad actors and liars. And the only companies who have actually been officially investigated, are Blizzard, Activision? Like, everybody else, it's all just alleged. It's like, okay, well, handle it. And then don't talk to me until you've officially handled it. Like, that. What do I care about that? You know what I'm saying? Do you go to your local restaurant and, look into that? Like, hey, is there any alleged behavior by upper C-suite employees? Until it's been officially dealt with, I don't need to know anything. I highly doubt they'll be the end of it in society we live in today. That's fine. I just think the more companies handle it that way, the more people will handle it in the appropriate ways. Yo, Insomniac Black with a $5 tip. Director, I'm being attacked for something that is alleged. Lono, first time? Yeah, first time? Yeah, we need consequences for alleged behavior, not actual proven behavior. Just garbage. Yeah, my neighbor's Walter White. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so the adult rating on Assassin's Creed Mirage, that's gotta be a mistake. There is no frickin' way that AC Mirage has real gambling in it. Come on, bro. You have a special nose. My 1.5-year-old daughter always points to you and says nose. Is it? I'm not self-conscious about my nose. My forehead is my largest feature. I don't have a small nose. I think I have a big nose. I'm just saying, having this much in trailers released is cool compared to the reveal trailer for Witcher 4, which was really just the logo and some snow. Yeah, the difference there is there's different types of announcements. So that was an announcement that was kind of like, hey, we're making this, right? Hey, we're making this. They weren't necessarily like, and I think that's probably a good point. That's really what these trailers were. Hey, look, some of this got leaked, so we're just going to confirm it and tell you guys. Yeah, we're making these games. We're making codename Jade and Assassin's Creed Red and Assassin's Creed Hexe. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's fine. They've already said the rating was a placeholder. Right. So for those of you that didn't see the news, apparently Assassin's Creed Mirage on some places was rated adult for real gambling. I'm like, what? What? There's almost no games that have that in it. There's almost no games. There's like 34 or 36 games that have ever even received the adult rating. There's not that many, okay? So when I saw that, I was like, this has to be a mistake. There's no way in heck that they're launching an Assassin's Creed game with an adult rating. That would kill your sales. And then number two, why on earth would you put real gambling in the Assassin's Creed that's supposed to be like a return to the roots of the franchise? Like, what on earth? It was even AO in the CGI trailer, which threw me off. Wait, it said adult only in the CGI trailer? Who made that mistake? That I rolled it this morning. So this trailer, where is that? Is that at the beginning, Butters? No, PEGI 18. Which one are you talking about? I've got a PEGI 18 rating right here. PEGI 18 is like, isn't that what they use for, hang on a second. My camera is not right for this scene. Gotta shrink myself just a little bit. Yeah, there we go. That's better. PEGI 18 is EU. PEGI 16 is for mature. Oh, PEGI 18 is adult. Really? PEGI 18. Why is that in front of so many trailers then? Are you sure about that? Are you sure? Because I feel like I've seen so many game trailers that say PEGI 18. There aren't that many adult-only games out there. What? I feel like I hear PEGI 18 all the time at the beginning of a trailer. It's got that guy's like real like robotic voice, like PEGI 18. That's EU. I've never seen PEGI 18. What? I feel like I hear that all the time. Or do they put PEGI 18 in front of movie trailers? Maybe that's why. Is it possible for me to watch a movie trailer that says PEGI 18 at the beginning of it? Holy moly. All right, now we're cooking. If this many people tuning in, holy moly, what is happening? Assassin's Creed, there was big news over the weekend, but no gameplay. Right now we're discussing AC Mirage getting an adult rating, apparently. Okay, Murph's got it for me. Oh, maybe it is PEGI 16. PEGI 16. No, you're right. You're right. It's always PEGI 16. I'm having a Mandela effect memory. You're right. It's PEGI 16. According to this, PEGI 18. God of War is 18. It's normal here. Oh, wait, is God of War PEGI 18? That said 18. PEGI's in Far Cry 5. At last count, the North American market had seen exactly 27 adult-rated games. Yeah, I knew it was like 30-something games. It's not that many. Yeah, God of War Ragnarok's PEGI 18. It's a false alarm, everybody. Somebody just put a screenshot in my Discord. PEGI 18 for God of War Ragnarok. So either the UK is getting stricter or something, or we're not having parity anymore. Like PEGI 18 isn't translating into adult. Look at my horrible label. Golly mother, we got to get this thing engraved instead. It doesn't mean anything. I've seen 12-year-olds play Call of Duty. Call of Duty's 18. No one's talking about that, Arvin. That's not the discussion. The U.S. system's different. Yeah, we're ESRB, are we not? If you're just tuning in and you're enjoying the coverage, we're discussing all the big news for Assassin's Creed. Do me a favor, smash that like button and get us to 200 likes. We're having a really strong start. The first 10 minutes, something weird was going on, and now I feel like we're completely spun up with either the main audience or new audience members. You do need to be a subscriber if you would like to talk in my chat. So thank you so much for being here. Let's see if we're getting new subscribers. We've gotten a couple. So welcome on in if you're a new subscriber. Remember, guys, gifted members have been fixed. It'll even give them to people who aren't here because it does it in order. It does it in order of loyalty. So even if they're not here, they'll get that email. It's not about who's here. It's about who's here most often. ESRB is privatized. PEGI is government. Oh, really? Okay, well, the reason people are like, why are you guys talking about PEGI 18 and ESRB? So apparently, there's either real gambling and adult-only content in an AC Mirage, or it's a placeholder mistake. At this time, all publications reporting on this are saying, we're waiting for a word from Ubisoft, right? Because God of War Ragnarok is PEGI 18, so that doesn't prove anything. Right now, we have the Assassin's Creed cinematic trailer. I got it pulled up on YouTube so you can see the title of the video. Usually I go full screen here. And you can see there it's rated PEGI 18, but that's not an indication of that this game actually has real gambling in it. Adult-only content for adults. It may include prolonged scenes of intense violence, graphic, adult, naked content, I guess. I don't want to say that word. And or gambling with real currency. Well, maybe it's not gambling. Maybe Basim is like knocking boots with somebody pretty intensely. I don't know why you would put that in your dadgum Assassin's Creed game. I know in Odyssey and Origins there were a couple of like romance scenes you could kind of like you could bed somebody, but they didn't like show it. At least I don't remember seeing that. I remember, was it Far Cry where all the ladies were walking around topless? I was like, well, this is a little much, but I don't think there was anything like that in Assassin's Creed. At least not to my memory. Simulation of gambling is enough to get PEGI 18. AC Valhalla also had nudity, did it? Yeah, nudity will get you a mature rating, not necessarily adult only. You can have nudity in your video game and not get an adult only rating. NFT loot boxes incoming. No, it's not. It has to be real gambling. He's saying for PEGI 18, simulated gambling can get you hit with a PEGI 18, not AO. Hold on now. Elden Ring was PEGI 16. There's nudity in Valhalla. Yeah. Well, apparently, Eugene, God of War Ragnarok's PEGI 18. Pretty sure The Witcher had it as well. Well, The Witcher had a whole lot of booba in it and a whole lot of sexy time. So you could do a whole lot in The Witcher, like to the point that I was like, I don't know if I want to play this because at the time on Purple, I never streamed anything like that. You know what I'm saying? If you guys are just tuning in, man, we got a lot of folks watching. Be sure to hit the like button. We got over 400 people here. We should easily have 200 likes. If you've never watched me before, I don't know why we're having this surge. Maybe they're putting us in the shorts feed or something. This is Reforge Gaming. It's a daily gaming talk show where we talk all about games, gaming news, and right now we're talking about Assassin's Creed. Big news, but no gameplay over the weekend. And one of the things that has come out of this is that Assassin's Creed Mirage on some sites is showing with an adult-only rating, and many are saying it has real gambling in it. I don't know why everybody jumped to real gambling. I don't know if that's stipulated in some of the descriptions. Great talk show, love the atmosphere, thank you. On the Xbox site, looking at the description, it says it contains in-game purchases. Yeah, see, but that's not real gambling. In-game purchases means you can like buy stuff in the game. Maybe they upped the stakes in the silly little side game that you bought. Yeah, Vorlog, the dice game. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they put a little game like that in there, because I know Valhalla had Vorlog, and then there was another game recently I played that had like a mini game in it. It was like chess, kind of, but like 3D with attack robots and stuff. What game was that? Where I had to pick different units to go out, and there was different elevations and stuff. Was that... Oh, that was Horizon Forbidden West had a mini game like that in it. Assassin's Creed 2 had a sexy scene, but didn't really show anything from my memory. Hey, when they put booba in games, trying to play with my kids in the room, then all of a sudden. Yeah, it'd be really, really nice if when you booted up the game, you could just say in the settings, listen, that's fine that y'all want to do that. I don't want to see any of those scenes. You know what I'm saying? It just, like in the one Far Cry game. Now, obviously, if you're playing Far Cry, you're you're kind of asking for it. To a certain degree, you're asking for it because, it's violent and there's swearing and everything else. ESRB rating of adult has been issued 27 times. PEGI 18, on the other hand, has been handed out approximately 1,800 times if you wanted real numbers. Thank you, Derek. So there does seem to be a pretty big divide. If something lands with a PEGI 18 in the UK, that's happened close to 2,000 times. Adult only has happened less than 30 times in America. So there's no way this thing is landing with an adult only rating. It's got to be a mistake. They ask you if you want to enable it in most games. I don't know what games you're talking about. Far Cry didn't ask me. Witcher didn't ask me. There's games with booba do not say, hey, we got booba. Do you want us to turn it off? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I've ever been asked that in a game before. Now, gore, there might be that censoring. I think some games let you censor the gore, but I don't know if I've ever been asked if I want to turn that off. Isn't Last of Us 2 adult only, super violent, and had a sex scene? I don't think a sex scene's enough to get you adult only. You got to have, this says graphic content. You can have sex scenes and be mature, like The Witcher 3. Like, you know what I'm saying? This says, according to the ESRB's website, it has to be graphic, meaning you're going up to it's getting kind of X-rated, it's getting kind of explicit. Call of Duty lets you censor gore at the beginning. Looking more into the article, says Curse, I read that they said, according to the ESRB, they said the official descriptor of the content warning on ESRB states this according to the Gamer. This is what they said. The official descriptor of the content warning on the ESRB states that is when a player can gamble, including betting or wagering real cash or currency. Wait. Real cash or currency. Does that mean real currency? Is currency being modified by real there, or can that be in-game currency? So if you can gamble in the game with fake currency, will that land you that rating? Because that says if the player can gamble, including betting or wagering real cash or currency. Is it saying real cash or currency, as in you could spend money and have let's say V-Bucks? It's not simulated gambling, says Paul. Well, ESRB needs to update that descriptor because that sounds like it covers both. That isn't simulated gambling, Paul. I think what they're saying is you're either wagering real cash or currency. If I have to buy the currency to wager, then that's basically me spending real money. Hilly says, the game contains elements that encourage or teach gambling. These simulations of gambling refer to games of chance that are normally carried on in casinos or gambling halls. Some older titles can be found with PEGI 12 or PEGI 16, but PEGI changed the criteria for this classification in 2020, which made new games with this sort of content are always PEGI 18. If you gambled with fake currency in GTA, it should be AO. No, not fake. I think they're just saying either real cash or currency to protect themselves. How do we not have 200 likes yet? I'm gonna get grumpy, chat. Click the like button. Gemini, there's over 400 people here. What are you doing? You know what? I bet a lot of you aren't logged in. That's a good reason to log in. Log in so you can subscribe, so you can click the like button. If you're not logged in, you're not going to get a gifted membership. It's not going to track any of your viewership, right? It's not. If you're enjoying the show and you want to potentially get a gifted membership, you need to be logged in. You need to be pressing like. It's gonna weigh all those things. What's good, Raphael? In the case Pokemon Red and Blue need an adult rating because there's a whole casino in the game. Okay, so I think we're passing in the night. I think the reason that it states real cash or currency, okay? It states real cash or currency because in some games, you're not actively using real cash. You would be using a currency. Now, if that's a currency that you bought, now we're in trouble. Now you're talking about something that would be problematic because you did use real money. You know what I'm saying? You didn't actually get the game currency as like a reward. Okay, hang on. Let me just push this one out. I forgot to do this one. So that's possibly why they're doing it in the way that they're doing it, because they want people to know, listen, like you've got to be able to cover both real cash or currency. If you don't cover both, you're going to run into real big problems, because then somebody could say, oh, they're not actually gambling. They're not actually, using real cash or currency. They're using, they're using like a currency in the game. So it's possible that they're saying that to protect themselves, to give themselves a broad angle. Like Paul's saying, I don't think they're saying, oh, hey, as long as it's simulated, it counts. I don't think that counts either. I think it would have to be actual gambling of real money. Whether or not you bought the currency or not, that's the case. Like, they're not going to just let you say, oh, yeah, it's a currency, it doesn't count. Like, if they had a V-Buck casino in Fortnite, that would be classified as gambling. You know what I mean? Salute Reforge. What's good, Omar? How are you? So generally speaking, it sounds like you're buying a currency with real money. Right. If you want to see Lono get grumpy, tell him this is a remix. Shut up. Isn't it when you have loot boxes, you get the gambling rating? I don't think the presence of loot boxes gets a gambling rating. You have to have actual gambling. Like, most games are moving away from loot boxes anyway, because loot boxes are very controversial. If you're just tuning in, the latest Assassin's Creed news was aired over the weekend during Ubisoft Forward, and there was an Assassin's Creed showcase. We're breaking down all of the news from it. What was your favorite thing? There was no gameplay. Some people were pretty ticked about that. I'm curious what you think about any of the things that were shown. We are currently debating whether or not AC Mirage will end up with an adult rating for the presence of gambling, real gambling, and it has not yet been clarified by Ubisoft. I would have imagined they would have fixed this right away, which is why I'm a little concerned. If I'm going to be honest with you, I'm a little concerned because, listen, y'all should have squashed this like moment one it started to surface. Why hasn't Ubisoft issued an official statement like right now? Hey, that's not correct. Here's the official rating. Here's the official description of the game. Does that make sense? It's like, if this is a mistake, I feel like y'all should have been on top of this. It should have taken all but 3 seconds for them to say, oh yeah, that's not correct. They don't want to fix it. The controversy is PR. I mean, I guess that's one way of looking at it, is like any PR is good PR for sure. There are other reasons to get that rating. So it could be those other things. I'm going to be honest with you, Cujo. I can't see them saying, let's give our game an adult-only rating. They would have toned it down. Like, let's say that you can romance a person in the game and it gets pretty graphic. They wouldn't want that in there and get an adult-only rating. That, like, 27 games in America have received that rating. It would murder their sales. New badges look dope. I think they do look really, really good. Creature did update those, so I hope you guys are enjoying them. You get the gold at a year, you get red at 2 years, blue at 3, and you get the official channel green at 48. I still think we need to change the 1 month teal. For me, it's so hard to distinguish. It's still too close to the green. So that 1 month teal, I don't know what color we could do. Maybe pink, just for people to feel like they go from white to pink to purple, and that's a reason to get out of the early months. Nobody wants to be pink for very long. Maybe you do. I can change. It's tough small. Just nothing should be close to that green. The lime green is so different that there's no confusion. But I'm telling you, when I see that teal in chat, it looks totally different until you put it in. It looks perfect on the back end creature, and then I look in chat and I'm like, that looks like the green badge. You know what I'm saying? It's too close. Almost an entire year from Metasbo. Morning all, keep crushing it, Lono. Thanks for hitting almost a 1 year milestone. Your badge will change in about a month and a half when you roll over. Guys, don't forget, gifted members are fixed. If you've never done a membership here before, it does support the stream directly, and you do get into all my extra content. We do members-only content every day. It's an extra talk show and Friday nights. So $5 a month gets you an entire month of extra content. You can even go back and watch the previous VODs. What's after gold? Red. Yeah, red. Y'all working for that green? Maybe I'll change it to 2. We got to be careful with not doing a rug pull. I mean, we didn't have very many people that had hit green, but for the longest time, green was 1 year. Now it's at 4 years. That seems a tad extreme. Oh, yeah, you guys like that at 1 year? Yeah, it takes 4 years now. We're not going to see one until 2025. It's like, Jiminy Christmas. The 1 year people wanted gold. I mean, I guess that makes sense because a lot of people would have been getting gold on the other channel right now. Most of the people getting gold right now would have had gold on the main channel, so that doesn't bother me at all. That doesn't bother me at all. Kicking green to 4 years just feels a little extreme. Oh, man. I want to stay gold. During the showcase for AC Mirage, the rating was RP for pending at that time. So if the rating is pending, then it sounds like people are placing placeholders and getting, like, it's like Eugene said, it's like free press. The adult rating appears to be due to gambling. There are other channels talking about it. Yeah, but Predator, there's no confirmation. There are other websites where it doesn't have the adult-only rating and it says nothing about gambling, right? Do you know what I'm saying? I missed Lono's theory on code Hexe, didn't I? It was on a heated work call. I didn't really have a theory on code Hexe. Assassin's Creed Hexe had an outer circle of runes that people solved. It was in German, and it was the phrase that they commonly utter: "We work in the dark to serve the light." So that has been solved. The Assassin's Creed code Hexe decipher, whatever the frick it was, the secret message, yeah, it's been solved. My question is, why is there an AO at all for the show? Before the show started, there was an AO rating. I don't know. They didn't show anything that would be adult only. They didn't show anything. None of the games even got close to that. I mean, unless some of the way people died is considered, you know, like, I don't know. Because you got to have gruesome... What did it say? Let me scroll up here. To get an AO rating with respect to violence, it needs to be scenes of intense violence. I didn't see any intense violence unless they're starting to claim that, like, the wrist blades, you know, murdering people, that maybe in their mind, like, that's intense violence because it's so up close and personal. I don't know. He's not just, like, mindlessly swinging a blade. The finger cutting off, I could see maybe the finger getting cut off thing, but they don't even show that. They insinuate that he does it. Even horror games don't get adult only. Martha is Dead carved her sister's face. Yeah, you had to, like, carve her face off in that game. Like, what the what? Why would you get an adult only rating because you cut a guy's finger off and it's not even on cam? It has to be prolonged intense violence. Yeah, like, did they say ESRB, AO, or PEGI 18? They're always the same. No, they're not always the same. We looked into that this morning. PEGI 18 has been put on 1,800 video games. Adult only's on like 27 games, so that's actually not true. If Callisto isn't getting adult only. Yeah, Callisto is gruesome, man. You get, like, thrown into wood chippers and stuff. Did they give the No Russian mission that rating? I don't remember. That was controversial more than like being intense. violence. It wasn't that it was intense. It was controversial because of what you were doing, not what they showed. Does that make sense? It wasn't any different than a common mission with respect to the level of violence. It was the content itself in that Call of Duty mission. Adult only is so bad that games will take down their gore levels to get a mature. Adult only hurts your game. That's what I said. Oh, Phantom said they're not always the same thing. Oh, I'm sorry. I misread what Phantom said. My bad. My bad. You were reiterating what my brother Derek researched it. Sorry. Adult ratings primarily come from gambling or simulated acts. Right. Lust for Darkness is the only recent adult-only game I know of. It's a horror game, but it also has this everywhere. Yeah, I'm trying not to read certain buzzwords here. We're going to get like limited ads because we're talking about certain things. For example, Elden Ring was mature and PEGI 16. I don't know how ratings fully work outside the US, but remember that the ESRB, it does say something like online interactions are not rated by the ESRB. I don't know if they would have any effect. That would have no bearing on this because, okay, so the story currently is this, that Assassin's Creed Mirage, they showed the AC Mirage cinematic trailer and it's PEGI 18. Then it started showing up on certain websites with an adult-only rating, and it was being attributed to gambling. So a couple of publications ran with it, and even the one that I read, they said, listen, this isn't uniform. There's plenty of websites where it doesn't have that rating, and so we've reached out to Ubisoft for official response. So Ubi will wait for all of the PR to die down, and then they'll probably respond and be like, yeah, it was a mistake. It's a mature game, not an adult-only game. It is nice what they do to these past-only settings to build character backgrounds. When it comes to modern-day conflict with both Assassins and Templars, there has to be conclusion. Yeah, I think that they're just, honestly, I don't think they'll ever conclude the series. Let's keep going. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there'll ever be some kind of a showdown. I mean, maybe. As far as I can tell, Assassin's Creed Infinity is intended to be an Animus hub. So it looks like to me the way they're getting around the Animus, like not really existing in the Assassin's Creed universe anymore, is that the player is going to interact with the Animus and load up games like Assassin's Creed Red or Assassin's Creed Hexe, because those games will be the first two contained in AC Infinity. That's where they're going to put them. So they're not doing... I think they're kind of punting on the Animus. They're like, we know people wanted us to bring back the Animus and all those storylines, and they're kind of like, yeah, we're not going to do that. We're just going to sort of kick the can down the road and not really do that. Someone just said it, but it's important. I don't think adult-only games can be sold for console. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because none of those adult-only games hit console, which to me says we've got to have this wrong. Assassin's Creed Mirage is hitting all consoles. The AC Mirage release date's not known yet, but when that thing launches, it's going to hit every single console. There's no way. There's no way that thing is going to have an adult-only rating. Where are we showing up right now? We're getting nothing but browse. What on earth? They must be putting us somewhere, because we are getting an unbelievable amount of people in very quickly. If you're doing a drive-by view or you just clicked or whatever, this is Reforge Gaming. We cover variety gaming news. I'm safe for work. I don't swear on the broadcast, so a lot of people throw me on in the background like a radio show. Make sure you're hitting subscribe and the bell button so you don't miss my content. If you're enjoying this coverage of Assassin's Creed news, all of the games all the games announced over the weekend, we're kind of debating the different elements of them. I've got discussion questions we haven't even used yet because it's been such a good discussion already. Also, do me a favor, if you're enjoying the show, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe to the channel. That's free. It's also free to press the like button, okay? We do ask that if you watch this show on a regular basis and you can afford the $5 a month, consider becoming a member. That frees up space. When we gift members, it goes to folks that can't afford it. We do tons of members-only content, and our Discord is a members-only Discord. So consider that. We do an extra members-only talk show every day to end the day. Friday night streams with my wife. It's well worth the price of admission if you can afford it. If you can't afford it, don't worry. Be here as often as you can. We have a very generous audience. The more often you're here, the more likely you'll get a gifted membership. People are getting them when they're not even here, and it puts their name in chat and everything because it's based on loyalty. Loney, did any of the trailers or forward show mention anything specific about 60 FPS? I'm really concerned. Shut the frick up, Derek. Shut up. My brother's being ornery. You love to see it? What's that? It's the thumbnail, brother. It's a solid one. Hey! I love hearing that. My producer loves hearing that. He set up that template, and I just use it. I just use that template. I appreciate hearing that, Dr. Logical. Glad that you're here. Glad the thumbnail's doing its job. At this point, I take a 10-second gameplay clip like God of War. Yeah, what'd you guys think of the absence of gameplay? There was no gameplay during the showcase, like, at all. Now, I'll tell you what I think. AC Mirage, that cinematic trailer, I'll tell you, that's all I needed. It was legit. It was really, really good. And our girl, as soon as I heard her voice, I got excited. This is our girl, man. Shore? Is it Shore Agdashlu? I hope, I'm probably butchering that. Shore Agdashlu. She was on Twitter. She liked my tweet. She replied to Paul's tweet. She was active on Twitter, engaging with the community. We were all celebrating her being involved. Her voice is so iconic. As soon as you hear her voice, you're like, oh, it's her. Like, thrilled to have that level of voice talent on the cast of AC Mirage. But no gameplay. Yo, my man Craig hitting a 14-month milestone and maintaining a tier 2. We only need like 15 more people to upgrade to tier 2 now. Once we have 100 tier 2 members, I'm going to start uploading extra content for tier 2 and above. Vlogging content, little fun videos and stuff. You won't see those unless you're tier 2 or above. Kingdom Hearts 4 has gameplay already, so what's with Ubisoft? Good to hear she was interacting with the brand online. Love to see it. Yeah, it was very cool. I was like, I can retire now. I think she's awesome. She is just... Woof, she's wonderful in a lot of ways. Her voice is obviously what she's most well known for, but I think she is just gorgeous. Put her in any movie. I always wondered why they didn't put her in The Matrix. She felt like a perfect fit for The Matrix. Like when Monica Bellucci was in there, like she could have been in there too. Like she would have been a perfect character for The Matrix. She could have been some, like, I don't know, some contact inside. Have you talked about Codename Red? I'm a huge leap, excited for Japanese AC. Okay, yeah, let's talk about Assassin's Creed Red for a minute. We're finally going to feudal Japan, okay? Now, do you think it's all but confirmed that we will be ninjas and we will use black smoke and we will use the way of the ninja? Do you think that that's all but confirmed from the trailer? Like, there ain't no way we're going to be samurai in this game. And as I said in my show open, if they make us be samurai and we abandon the way of the samurai to be a ninja, that's too much of a match to Ghost of Tsushima. There's no way they do that. I think we're going to be fighting against the samurai in the game. No question we're ninjas. They said shinobi. So it'll be shinobi versus the shogun, right? That's probably how they'll slice it. The developer said shinobi, that means ninja. Also, the ninja is an assassin. I think a ninja makes more sense to be an assassin because samurai, that's what makes the Ghost of Tsushima story so great, is he abandons the way of the samurai because he thinks that justice and vengeance is worthy of that abandonment, and that's how he has to fight. And so I actually think that that's really exciting, that this will be a completely different style of story. I guarantee you it's shinobi versus shogun. If I'm not a ninja, we got a problem. I forgot that they did say shinobi. They did say that. So that is basically them confirming what it seems. A ninja or shinobi was a covert agent or mercenary in feudal Japan. So ninja and shinobi are basically synonymous. So they did, in fact, confirm that the cinematic trailer for Assassin's Creed Red is 100% saying, hey, you're going to be a ninja, right? Assassin's Creed still around, lol. What do you mean still around, lol? Valhalla's been doing great. The last 3 have been big departures, but they've been very successful. They've been very good. Guys, we need 14 more likes for 300 likes. We have almost 500 people here. Smashing that like button helps out the video, and it doesn't cost a thing. It does not cost a thing. Gifted members also helps us out. Gifted members are working incredibly fast again, and you absolutely love to see it. You love to see it. This guy just commented and said, the things YouTubers complain about, don't buy it if it bothers you so much. Obviously didn't watch the video. Thanks for replying to a thumbnail, I guess. He literally didn't watch the video. My God of War video is not... Come on. You're not watching the video, bro. The AC logo for Red has crossed kusarigamas. What are those? What are those? Kusarigamas. What's that? It's a traditional Japanese weapon that consists of a kama on a kusari fundo, a type of metal chain with a heavy iron weight. Oh, yeah. It's kind of like, it's like a climbing, almost like pickaxe on the end of a chain, and then you got a handle. Yeah. That'll be cool if you can fight with that, like whipping it around your elbows and stuff, and then whoosh, like flipping it out there, you know? The way they describe it, it makes me think it'll be a survival horror game or a telltale. Telltale. What are you talking about? Oh, Hexe. You're talking about Hexe. I don't think it's going to be a telltale game or survival horror. I just think it's going to be a dark Assassin's Creed. You know what I'm saying? Yo, my man Craig didn't just renew his Tier 2 membership. He's gifting 5 members. It's Mango and Icebreaker. They're here all the time. You love to see them grab one. Curse. One of the first times I've seen Curse talk in chat today. And looky there. Naps and Brandon Corpus. Welcome to Reforge Gaming. Oh, Curse has been a member before because they got a purple badge. So Curse, that's your 2nd month. There you go. Come on, this is a good one. It's Assassin's Creed. Those AI generators could make a gameplay trailer. Dude in a hood walking through a crowd. Dude in a hood walking a tightrope. Dude in a hood diving off a building. Dude in a hood shanking somebody. Done. Well, I mean, yes and no. That one of the dangers of showing gameplay this early is it'll be divorced from the final product. You know what I'm saying? Guys, if you just got a gifted membership, make sure and get into the Discord. We are at 1,400 members, by the way. We are 100 members away from our goal of 1,500. And if we hit 1,500 just once in September, my wife and I have to play Genital Jousting on a Friday night. All right? We got to play that game on a Friday night. So we're only 100 away. I really like that one. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. Dude in the hood buying groceries. Dude in the hood doing taxes. Yeah, he's just like, he's dude in the hood going to school, you know? My wife is Persian. She came running out of the bedroom when she heard the music for Mirage. I liked how Shoreh Agdashlu, I like how she said she was excited to play a mature Persian woman. Because I'm like, I fully agree with that description. She's a mature Persian woman, and I have a bit of a crush on her. I think she's fabulous. And I like that she looks like she's aging like wine. She's not doing all that. She at least doesn't seem like she's doing all that stuff. She just looks like herself. I love it. Tune in at 7 a.m. Pacific tomorrow for Nintendo Direct. We will not be co-streaming that. I don't mess around with Nintendo, bro. I don't mess around with Nintendo. They're weird with their products. I don't mess around with them. They said it's a very different take on the series, not RPG like Red. Okay, but it not being an RPG, Mr. Meme, I don't think we want to jump all the way to being like, oh, it's going to be a Telltale story. You know what I mean? It might be more of a stealthy detective game, but it's not an RPG. Jumping to it's going to be like a Telltale? I don't think so. I really don't. For an older woman, she's not bad looking. That's a huge understatement. I think she's beautiful. Dude in a hood beating up an entire gang, taking turns attacking him. Dude in a hood picking out a different hood to wear. He's just like in his closet. It's like, which hood would I like to wear today? AC Mirage isn't full price. The base game's only $50. Where are you seeing this, Phantom Phoenix? Will I be co-streaming the Call of Duty reveal? When is that? Is the what? Grub strikes again? Sony when? Yeah, Grub and the Snitch. You know what I'm going to stop doing? I think I'm going to stop running those guys' leaks. Or if I run those leaks, I'm going to be like, I wouldn't trust these guys. They're getting a lot of things wrong now. I'm kind of done trusting those guys. I feel like they're turning themselves into micro celebrities with their fake leaks or their bad leaks. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't trust Grub. I don't trust the Snitch anymore. I'm a little more likely to trust Grub, but I ain't trusting the Snitch anymore. I think the Snitch is a liar. I think the Snitch, grabs onto existing leaks and tries to coattail, right? What did the Snitch get wrong? They got the release date of God of War wrong. They got the Sony Showcase wrong. They've gotten a handful of things wrong. Yeah, they are showing AC Mirage on their official Ubi store at $49.99 for the base game. That is interesting. Probably because it's a little bit shorter. Mirage is $50, Deluxe $60, Collector's $150. Okay. That's not bad. I mean, I don't know. Grub's never been reliable for PlayStation news. He never said anything about the Sony Showcase. Oh, that's right. The Snitch didn't talk about the Sony Showcase. He got attributed with Sony Showcase, and then he was like, this isn't me, this was my community. I think Snitch is a YouTube employee, seems to have access to videos early. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Yeah. And again, that makes it unreliable, because there's stuff that gets put up as placeholders. You know? So unless it specifically dictates date and time in the thumbnail, you know? My favorite part of the weekend show was the Fanboy Jout? Fanboy Jout? What you talking about, YouTube lurker? Ubisoft's official store, otherwise it would be an RPG. Probably survival horror? Here's the thing you gotta understand, King Arthur. We don't know when they say no RPG, they might just be minimizing the presence of all the RPG things that they did in AC Origins and AC Odyssey. Right? Oh, your favorite thing from the stream was the fanboy journey from cosplayer to employee. Yeah, I like that video. I think it's a lower price because PS4 and Xbox One X are included, says Talica. I think it's 100% confirmed looking at the deluxe edition at the official store. It says here you can unlock Prince of Persia inspired outfit, eagle and mount skins, weapons, and more. So I don't understand what you're saying. It's 100% confirmed looking at the deluxe edition store. You can unlock a Prince of Persia inspired outfit, eagle and mount skins, weapons, and more. What are you saying has been confirmed by that? The price, or are you talking about something else? Isn't AC 1 through 3 still an RPG considered? I mean, that's fair pushback, King Arthur. It's possible that they're saying, yeah, it's not going to be an RPG, meaning we're going to completely abandon the traditional Assassin's Creed style of game and do a telltale. Hey, our first order of coffee. Sir Wallaby did the best of both worlds combo, a light roast and a dark roast. Thank you, Sir Wallaby, so much. Guys, if you've never tried Reforge Roast, this is not a sponsor. You're watching Reforge Gaming, and we do have our own coffee. We have a light roast and a dark roast. My brother makes fun of me because I say it so much that he turned it into a meme. But it's true. If you've never tried coffee with balanced acidity, you need to try our coffee. You need to try it out. It is very, very good. It's very smooth. New coffee drinkers should 100% try out the light roast. It's probably just cheaper because it's a simpler story mode, like the older games. It did seem like, David, I agree with you, like a smaller game. It's not going to be some big, giant 50-hour game. I think they said it's like 20 hours max. At least one of the leaks said that. AC Mirage is going to be an RPG? Yes, but not quite the same as the others. Now, I do think AC Mirage is going to have a big focus on combat. I do. Assassin's Creed Mirage will 100% have a big focus on combat. They essentially confirmed that in the cinematic trailer. It's not just going to be stealth and assassinations. Like, I think people got tired of all the combat focus of the newer games, but I don't think they're going to completely jettison that from AC Mirage. There was lots of sword fighting in the trailer. Lots of it. AC1 sets the tone. AC2 improved on it. Without stealth, what's the point of being an assassin? Yeah, a lot of people don't like that, you know, they feel like stealth took a back seat in the newer titles. Yo, what's good, Scott? He says, bit busy today. Feel better now that I have you in the background. Like done too. Guys, yeah, thanks for 300 likes. Let's set our sights on 400 likes. And we are just now coming to the 1 hour mark of the stream. That means YouTube is going to say, hey, you should run some ads now. We prefer to encourage the audience to monetize the channel instead of me. Super chat tips, membership, or gifted membership. Those three things communicate to YouTube that this channel is getting monetary support, as opposed to me disrupting the stream with like an advertisement that causes like buffering and it hurts viewership. So we don't like doing it. There are ads when you watch the VOD. I think one ad every 30 minutes. We think that's fair. Not to mention the artwork shows Basim with his scimitar and a dagger. Right. Mirage could be the bridge between the hidden ones and the assassins, says Mr. Meme. They did seem to heavily focus on the hidden ones in the trailer. I feel like they said the name Hidden Ones 2, maybe 3 times in total, right? There's always fighting in the reveal trailers for AC games. Right, but Christopher, they didn't show him purely doing stealth or mostly doing stealth. He did a couple of stealths, and then it's very clear he's got a kit to do head-to-head combat, like really, really direct confrontational combat. David says, I'm just curious as to why they announced the next 2 mainline games. Doesn't that seem overly ambitious? How much time have they put into these games? And labeling Red an RPG is kind of a step backwards. I don't think it's a step backwards. I think the RPG elements of Assassin's Creed continues to evolve. I think even Mirage is being described as an RPG because the old games were RPGs. You got stronger stuff, you got stronger abilities, kits, and, you know, weapon items, and you use those as you advanced. You had this very, very clear sense of power fantasy as you got stronger as an assassin. So, and you have to remember something. Ubisoft is enormous. Ubisoft is enormous. So the team working on Assassin's Creed Red is a completely separate team than who's working on Assassin's Creed Hexe or AC Mirage. They're all different teams. The new badges look epic. Yeah, if you guys want a badge next to your name and get access to our members-only Discord, man, consider becoming a member. Click that join button. When AC Red releases, it would have gotten 5 or 6 years of development. Yeah, I mean, by the time it comes out, it's had plenty of time to bake, and it has a team fully dedicated to it. Ubisoft is a pretty big company, and I think sometimes maybe folks forget that. Like, they hear Ubisoft and they think, oh, you got one company, one team. How are they making all these different Assassin's Creeds? And the truth of the matter is, they're not. There's one team for each of these games, and if they're going to be very, very different in execution, that's likely going to be a much better, you know, way to build them so they have their own identity. You know, if you give them their own identity, I think that it's a greater likelihood of having a unique and distinct identity if you have different teams building them. Because if not, you end up with like almost like too many cooks in the kitchen kind of a scenario. Snow Assassin says, hello. The fact that Mirage isn't coming until 2023 tells me Ubisoft is swinging for the fences this time with the AC series. Now, what do you guys think the launch interval is going to be on these? We got into a little bit of a debate about this on Saturday. I think they'll release one a year. I think Mirage is next year. I think the year after that is AC Red, and the year after that is AC Hexe. Now, I got pushback, and someone said, these don't even have official names yet. These are just cinematic trailers. They're probably three plus years away each. So they're going to let AC Mirage kind of cook as a game, maybe with some DLC, a lot longer. I was just thinking, yeah, one a year. It's, you know, I'm not saying that based on anything they said. That was just kind of like my gut feeling of they're going to do this and then they're going to want to push things out and get that AC Infinity up and running. The newer games stealth took a back seat were to build the story of Origins and Assassins and Hidden Ones. I actually really liked Assassin's Creed Origins. It's my favorite one. Does Ubisoft have multiple developers or for different Assassin's Creeds like Call of Duty? Yes. They indicated which studios were working on each one. You know, you have Ubisoft Montreal, Ubisoft Quebec. Like they indicated which studios were working on each one. I don't have all that right in front of me though. Do you think AC Games could do two separate franchises? One that does RPG stuff and the other that's going in a more linear progression? Yeah, I don't know. In my mind, we'll get Infinity first. I don't think you can get Infinity first. Infinity needs something to launch with. I think Infinity will launch alongside of AC Red. Because, like, Assassin's Creed Red and AC Hexe will be inside of Assassin's Creed Infinity. Assassin's Creed Infinity launching by itself would be kind of weird, wouldn't it? Like, what would be in there? It's just a platform. AC codename Jade's the one that's going to be on mobile. Yeah, I know that little curse. We watched the showcase on Saturday. That is not news to us. Maybe you didn't watch the VOD, maybe you weren't here. We covered that on Saturday. I'm not being dismissive. It's just it's unusual for me to not know about something that's a couple days old. That'd be pretty rare. I'm cool with enemies having a big health bar for combos, but if stealth kill an enemy, that should be an instant kill. I hated while I successfully stealthy. If I was successful stealthy, I was punished because they had god armor. Yeah, but see, here's the thing. I think there's good and bad with that. Right? I think there's good and bad with that. Nintendo Direct announced, yeah, we already saw that. We won't be covering it because Nintendo is really weird with their events and co-streaming, so we will not be covering that. I don't mess around with Nintendo. Nintendo has nuked people's channels over nothing, so we don't really mess around with them. Here's the thing with certain assassinations not being possible, right? You gotta like level up or be strong or consider how strong they are or whatever, right? I think there's good and there's bad with respect to that because you definitely don't want to be able to just rely completely on stealth. I do think sometimes it's appropriate to be like, no, you can't stealth kill this guy. Too big, too strong, too fat, too much armor, whatever. Now, I know, a blade to the jugular doesn't really care how much armor you're wearing, and that was kind of the point of the wrist blade and the way that assassinations were typically done in the original games. Like, I 100% get that. I do. However, I do think it's appropriate sometimes to be like, no, you can't kill this guy. You can't slowly pick off everybody in here one by one. There's people that are way too armored, too strong, whatever the case may be. Because sometimes going up to somebody, you don't even put the wrist blade in their throat. You just, like, stab them in the ribs. And they're like, huh, and then they fall down. Yo, what's good, Resolve? Good morning, I was right. What were you right about? Yeah, Nintendo will always be Nintendo. They don't care. There are one-hit assassinations in Valhalla. I haven't played the newer games, but I always felt the assassinations in AC felt too easy and anticlimactic. The rumors say Red will be 2024 and Hexe will be 2026. So almost like a 2-year interval. Like maybe Mirage was supposed to be this year, so, 2022 to 2024, then 2026. I could see the original timeline pushing for Mirage to be a 2022 release. Mirage has been rated adults only by the ESRB for real gambling. That's why I would like to have gameplay. That has yet to be confirmed, Jester. We're getting conflicting reports about that. There are some websites that don't have it listed as adult only. It's got to be a glitch, and here's why. You can't sell a game on console with an adults only rating. So that simply can't be true. Like, it can't be true. Like, adult-only games launch PC only, so I don't think so. I think that's got to be a mistake. Right? There's no way that is. Number one, I have severe doubts they would do that. It would murder their sales. And number two, I don't see any reason to put real gambling in an Assassin's Creed game. It doesn't make any sense at all. I said codename Assassin's Creed Jade was going to be in China. Oh, you said it was in China? Wasn't that leaked, though? Didn't they say it was going to be a mobile game in China? How did you call that if it got leaked? I'm not saying you didn't call it. I'm just saying I feel like that was already leaked, was it not? The original games were stupid easy. Climb rafters, jump, assassinate over and over again. It was the story that drove those games. Yeah, I think it's going to be mature just because of the violence, but it's not going to be adult only. It'll be an M. How did RimWorld get on console? That game has to have an adult rating. RimWorld? RimWorld ESRB. It's PEGI 16 and mature 17. Yeah. It's mature 17. There's a parent's guide on it here. Apparently it has, some pretty serious stuff in it. I'm not going to read that out. But yeah, it got a 17 plus rating in America, and then it got a PEGI 16 rating in the UK. So that's why. Timeline says Detective Seeds. Mirage will be fall of 2023. Jade will be fall of the following year. Red will fall 2025. Hexe will be 2026. So you think they're going to give themselves buffer with Jade, and that way they release one per year? In some cases, a game that initially received an adult-only rating from the ESRB was edited prior to their initial release in order to meet the criteria for a mature rating. Lil Curse says, according to the Gamer article, the latest update says that there was an Instagram post of the trailer and the ESRB rating was pending, so it looks like a glitch. It's definitely a glitch. And they're not saying anything because they're getting a ridiculous amount of free press about it. If you're just tuning in, the latest Assassin's Creed news is centering around AC Mirage, Assassin's Creed Mirage, getting an adult-only rating for real gambling, but apparently it will be I'm sorry, I'm misspeaking. It apparently is a placeholder. I was trying to read while also talking. It's never a good idea. Mirage has not yet been rated according to the ESRB. According to the ESRB's website, it's not been presently rated. So what that means is, typically what this means is there's a playable version of Mirage that is either en route or currently being reviewed by the ESRB. So when God of War Ragnarok received its multiple ratings from like a Tokyo website and a UK website, and then the ESRB finally weighed in, right? When that happened for God of War Ragnarok, we were pretty confident the game was coming this year because we were like, hey, that means there's a playable version. So there is the distinct possibility that they have not been able to ship a playable version of Mirage to anybody yet, and that has led to this, whatever the frick reason. Of all of the ratings to put on a game as a dadgum placeholder, adult only is pretty extreme. Yo, what's good, Abe? I think they use the mobile title as a buffer to generate a good amount of income while they polish the other 3 releases. I don't disagree with that prediction. That's not bad. You want to know why I find it believable? There's another reason I find your prediction believable, Detective Seeds, is because they actually showed gameplay of the mobile game. Like not gameplay, but they showed in-engine game stuff. Does that make sense? So like, that was the most we saw of anything. You know what I mean? So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, yeah, that's not bad. Like, okay, it's a mobile game, sure, but it didn't look horrible. It didn't look atrocious. It looked fine. It looked good. Man, those badges look so clean on mobile too. They really, really do. There was an update that just got pushed out for my mobile. There's a multiplayer game called Investigus and will launch on Infinity. What the frick? Where did you get that information? They won't rate an AC game for adults only, says Sean. At least not one from a AAA franchise with global numbers like Assassin's Creed. There's no way Ubi would ever make a game that bad. We changed badges again. Well, the colors are the same as the other day, so you still get gold for 1 year. It's just he added an outer circle and a gradient so that I could see them easier. It was really, really hard for me to see. If the only color is like the little dot and the little button, it was really hard for me to see. So he changed them so that they're easier for me to recognize the colors. And I think they look pretty cool with the outer circle and the gradient. People are happy Assassin's Creed Infinity is not made from the ground up as a playable hub for friends. Playable hub with friends. I'm not sure exactly what you're insinuating, Paul. Your expectations was that it was going to be a playable hub with friends, and the fact that that's not how it's been built from the ground up is a problem? Well, I mean, that's an expectation that you created, not them. They didn't say that. They said it was going to be a platform for the future of the franchise. That could mean any number of things. That could mean any number of things. Like, one of the things I said was, it's going to be like a Call of Duty. You're going to open up one hub, and all the games will be there. And I said during the presentation, I said, I bet that anima stuff they're using, I bet you that's Infinity. And, I mean, come on. I know you guys you hate it, but I was right. I was like, that's exactly what they're doing. I didn't think it was going to be some multiplayer thing. Now, they talked about multiplayer, but they didn't say that it was a multiplayer hub. A 13-month milestone for Meech. There's a gold badge for you. Happy to celebrate another milestone. Welcome back, dude. I love Mirage. Was hoping for Aztec Assassin's Creed. This is confusing because on the Xbox side it's rated adult only, even with Sony, but they won't do this, so I think it's some sort of a mistake. Yeah, it's a mistake. It should have been so much more. Woulda, shoulda, couldas don't interest me. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't care about that. Assassin's Creed Chief has confirmed that Xbox Series S, X, and PS5 is the way forward for the franchise, beginning with Assassin's Creed Red in feudal Japan. AC Mirage will be the last cross-gen game. There you have it. There you have it. AC Mirage is the last cross-gen Assassin's Creed game. That's the latest Assassin's Creed news. That was posted this morning at 7 a.m. Eastern. So Assassin's Creed Red and Assassin's Creed Hexe will be I'm sorry. They just confirmed that the first one to launch out of the bunch after Mirage is AC Red. So Assassin's Creed Red, Detective, well, no, it still doesn't hurt your prediction because they're speaking with respect to consoles, so that doesn't detonate your mobile prediction. But they have confirmed that after AC Mirage, the next title to launch is going to be Red, and it will be next-gen only. According to the PlayStation Store, it says here, online is an option, so there will be online play. For what game, though? You might be able to check. Sometimes that online is an option, and you can literally check like what your friends have done, how fast they ran something, how quickly they did something. That's a lot of the times, that's literally what that refers to. Massive Entertainment should have been making Assassin's Creed Infinity as a co-op hub with friends that links all the games together. Yeah, that's fine, Paul. I'm not saying that wouldn't be cool. I'm just saying I saw no reason to think that's what we were going to get. Like, sure, AC Mirage has the online play. Yeah, but we don't know. Again, we don't know what that means. It could literally be races or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like little offshoot races or some kind of weird co-op. Paul, of course, I can dream up the most utopian idea. Like, okay, Assassin's Creed Infinity should have been a slow migration of every Assassin's Creed game into an Animus hub where I can play with my buddies. So you could replay every single Assassin's Creed with a buddy. Sure, I can dream up some, utopian AC Infinity platform dream, but that doesn't mean that that's what they're building. I think it'll release fall of 2025. It gives 3 years for next-gen consoles to be fully circulated, hopefully, LOL. Reminds me of YouTube Red, right? I believe Mirage will launch first, of course, then Red about 8 or 9 months later. I think Mirage launches next year, and I think a year later we get Assassin's Creed Red. Right? But I think Detective Seeds has a pretty good prediction that next year we get AC Mirage. We know this. That's confirmed. The year after, they'll launch the mobile version Jade, and then the year after that, they'll launch AC Red. So he's saying AC Red's 2024. There's a part of me that thinks that's a better prediction because they already showed us in-engine footage of Jade. If you really think about it, out of all the Assassin's Creed news that we got over the weekend, the game that we saw the most of was the mobile game. It was the mobile game. They literally showed us actual in-engine gameplay. Him up on a thing, him jumping down, like that. We didn't see that for any of the other Assassin's Creed games that were announced. You heard AC Mirage will drop in 2023. I love this. I love how this chick is trying so hard to clear her name as a cheater. She's like, I've got an idea. So she's doing what I kind of expected all of them to do. She's monetizing the discussion. Like, she's making content about clearing her name. It's like, yeah, okay. All those snaps and snags and Nadia Paul. She's on the talk trying to like clear her name. Too late. Too late. Footage is already out there. Sorry. She literally messed up in one of the videos. She's like, I thought they said they fixed that auto lock. Wait, who said that? Who said they fixed auto lock? Did your aimbot developer tell you they fixed the auto lock problem? She like aims at the ground. She's like, what was that? It's like, what are you talking about? There was never an auto lock problem in the game. Where'd you get that term? Auto lock. Oh man. Just one of the most blatant cheaters I've ever seen. What color is that now? On Spriggle. Is that some new... That blue? For 3 years, did we bump it? Did we rip that from the 3-year badge and bump it down to the 1 month? I think that's probably fine. Do you try New World recently? No, I have not gone back into New World. It's all a publicity stunt. Her and the call-out channels are working together with how much it's blowing up. I don't think so. I call that color not green. Okay. It ain't PR, brother. It ain't PR. We're not discussing that right now. That'll drag the channel into a direction that I don't want to go. But I'm telling you right now, it's not PR. It isn't. People are trying to blow up by soft cheating, and they're getting caught. And they're making a ton of money. And what are you gonna do when they finally get banned? What are you gonna do to them? What are you gonna do? All those purple subs. It's not a PR stunt. They're opportunistic cheaters, and they'll be gone. They'll all vanish in 1 to 2 years. Bet. They're all gone in 1 to 2 years. All right. Back to Assassin's Creed news. I don't want to talk about those people. They're not worth my coverage or my channel. They're not. Because they're frauds and they're scum. Not the guys that are calling out. The people that are actively cheating and defrauding people of money. I'd love to see class actions brought against them when they're discovered. Did they update the roadmap for Assassin's Creed? We don't have an Assassin's Creed roadmap. We have very generic timelines. So we know that AC Mirage is coming next year. We know that. We know that after that, Assassin's Creed Red will be the first non-cross-gen Assassin's Creed. It'll be next-gen only. Same with Assassin's Creed Hexe. We don't know when those games are landing or launching. We don't know when Assassin's Creed Jade is launching. That's the Assassin's Creed mobile game. We have no idea. New badges look dope. Thank you. All the AC news made me go back to Valhalla. I'm having a good time. I've not heard of that new anti-cheat, no. What games do you play these days? Looking for a new game? I've been playing Returnal co-op with my wife periodically. I was periodically, when I get a moment, playing through Last of Us Remake. I'd love to finish Ghost of Tsushima one day, like every square inch of it. I've beaten the entire game, but I want to go back and like complete all the extras. I've been playing Overcooked 2 with my kiddos. I really wish I had time to play Immortals Phoenix Rising. I watch my son play, and I get like the itch to play every square inch of that game. I just don't have time. I enjoyed AC Valhalla. I was playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I was trying to gear up and level up so I could try out the Assassin's Creed roguelite mode, and I couldn't get it enough done. I didn't have enough time. Mirage was just DLC from the last game, someone said. How do you feel about that? That's not been confirmed. No one has said that. He enjoys raging at Wheel of Fortune. That's right. Yeah, I mean, yo, what's good, Zubair? I don't... Here's the thing. It wouldn't surprise me at all if when they started looking at Basim's character or Basum's character, they all said Basim in the broadcast, by the way. It wouldn't surprise me at all if they started sketching out story for him and they were like, no, let's do this as its own game. I highly doubt they were like building it as DLC and they're like, let's sell this for $50 as a standalone. I don't think so. Because if you look at the story and the setting and the characters and the narrative, anybody that thinks AC Mirage is DLC is just an idiot. Like, sorry. Like, I don't have a nice word for somebody that's being willfully ignorant. Right? Is there someone who speaks Arabic? I don't think anybody speaks Arabic here. No, sorry. I saw you or one of the kiddos playing Phoenix over the weekend. Yeah, my son. My youngest has been having a blast. Yeah, I put it on story difficulty for him. He just runs around and kills everything. He loves it. He absolutely loves it. Infinity is planned to have an AC game for every fan. RPG, old school, horror, single player, multiplayer. You know what was weird, Mr. Meme? They didn't say anything about Assassin's Creed Mirage being in Infinity. That was my question. It's like, are you guys going to start like backlogging, like going and grabbing all of the older Assassin's Creed games and putting them in Assassin's Creed Infinity? Lono can crush dragons in Elden Ring, constantly thwarted by bankruptcy. It did start to feel rigged, though, Zubair, didn't it? It was like, the mathematical odds of me getting bankruptcy that many times in a row in Wheel of Fortune, I was like, this feels kind of rigged, you know? Oh, it's not. It's next-gen games only or something. So Assassin's Creed Infinity is next-gen only, so that's why Mirage won't be there, because Mirage is going to be cross-gen. But couldn't they put the next-gen versions in there? The next-gen versions of Mirage in Infinity? Like, that just seems weird. It also, and this is just something I theorized about, it also just kind of made sense to me, why not go back and port all of the games into AC Infinity, which means obviously you'd have to bring them forward and make them next-gen, right? Guys, we're very, very close to a subscriber milestone. I had a dream we hit 20,000 subs. I dreamed that it happened. I was like, it was this huge celebration because we're getting closer and closer to 20,000. We're getting closer and closer to 1,500 members as well. Guys, remember that gifted members are fixed. They go out super duper fast, and you don't have to worry about, well, who's here and who's not. It literally creates a list of people according to loyalty, so all of the gifteds go out right away. Some of them even get an email, and they're not here, and it brings them into the stream. Sounds like a lot of work to update all the games. Yeah, probably, Zinthos. But if you monetize it, put teams on it now and slowly trickle them out. Do you watch Game Grumps? No. Dan has terrible luck with Wheel of Fortune. He constantly gets bankruptcy or lose turn. It's basically a joke by now. What's up with the new AC adult rating? So apparently it's a placeholder, JW, because it's a pending rating, and for some reason some of the websites have it with an adult only. You can't sell adult only games on console, so it can't be true. It's a glitch of some kind. Like, it's got a PEGI 18 rating in the UK, but so does God of War Ragnarok. So the adult only ESRB rating is some kind of a glitch placeholder. It's not real. That's funny. I too had a dream. I dreamed there was a first look for today, but like most dreams, I woke up to disappointment. Yeah, they never got back to me, Creature. They never got back to me. You know what they did when I emailed them? They said use Keymailer or this other website. So I'm like, I wanted to snap back and be like, you literally emailed me and said if I was interested in your game to reply or use these websites. So I replied, and then you're telling me to use the websites. Yo, Striker 1 with a 10-month milestone, and it's a Tier 2. It's been a while. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping it at Tier 2. We need 15 more people to upgrade to Tier 2, I think, and we'll have 100 total Tier 2 members. Vengeance with a $20 tip. Can you time out Hilly for the dumb take on Mirage being planned DLC? Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's an easy one. Shut up, Hilly. There you go. From here on out, though, if you guys want to time somebody out, we're calling it 5 for 5. If you gift 5 memberships, you can time somebody out for 5 minutes. So if you want to do a 5 for 5, don't use Super Chat. You got to use gifted members. They reached out and told you to use the normal channels? Yeah, that's what I said. I said, screw your game. You emailed me, and you said if I was interested to use one of these websites or reply to the email. And I thought, well, replying to the email will be faster. And then they replied and said, oh, go use these other channels. I'm like, man, frick your game. So the other game we have a code for, Creature, we can't post anything till the 16th. So I was like, well, there's no rush on that one. The one we wanted to get out today or tomorrow. Now, they still might give me a key. So if they give me a key before tomorrow, we'll do it. But if they give me a key after tomorrow, it's like, your game launched on the 14th, man. I wanted to get the video out beforehand. It's 18 plus, but it couldn't be sold on console stores because they don't allow adult games. That's why it has to be a placeholder. It has to be some kind of a glitch. Yo, what's good, Hellfire? Good to see you. Resolve says, I think they're going to go with AC Infinity is allow you to play each of the different main characters from every Assassin's Creed, and they'll have different toolkits. That's not... No. No. No, they said that AC Infinity is going to house all of the games. It's not... I don't think it's so that you can play with all the different characters and toolkits. They didn't say anything about that. I'm curious how gifted members work. Is that one-time fee, or does the gifted person have to pay for their monthly sub? They get 1 month and then it expires. If they want to pick up the months after that, they have to do it themselves. Now, a lot of people are getting their second, third, and fourth months gifted because people are so generous, and it gifts to people that are very loyal. So if you're super loyal, but you can't afford a membership, the community will probably float your membership every month if you're super loyal and watch every day. A 5-month milestone for XCal. Love the show. Thank you, XCal, for jumping back in almost half a year of support. I'm worried Infinity will be subscription-based. They didn't say anything to indicate that either. They said it's the platform that's going to house their games. Making it subscription-based would be antithetical to that. Like, why would I have to pay a subscription fee to then also buy your games? Last shot, this guy reported it was a DLC. Okay, are you headline snagging, or are the actual details different? Because, on God, people did the same crap with God of War Ragnarok. It was a DLC first. No, it wasn't. According to Cory Barlog, they were discussing potential DLC plans and sketching out story, and they realized it was going to be too big for a DLC. Do we have concrete intel on how this game started? Because if you look at AC Mirage and you think it was DLC for Valhalla, you're not looking at the same game that I'm looking at. Right? The article is on Bloomberg. Rest I don't know. Guarantee. I'm betting right now. AC Mirage DLC Bloomberg. The new title was originally intended to be DLC for Valhalla, but Bloomberg reports it was later transformed into a standalone experience. Okay. Do we have any more lines than that? No matter the conception. Okay, let me go to the actual Bloomberg report. Okay. Let me control F DLC. Let me control F Valhalla. The game was codenamed Rift, was originally planned as an expansion for Valhalla, but it morphed into a full game last year, said the people speaking anonymously because they weren't authorized to talk to media. It will star Basim, a popular assassin character, and will be smaller in scope than recent games in the series. The game won't be a massive open-world role-playing game like previous recent titles. It's planned for 2023. That's not enough details. That's not enough details. So its first story concept was a DLC. It grew out of that model and became its own game. Therefore, it's no longer a DLC. Right, like, that's such a generic line in that article. Listen, if I know anything about Jason Schreier, if he had concrete details that this was like ripped content that was repackaged and wasn't really a truly full game, he'd have put that in the dadgum article. He's got one sentence where like, oh yeah, it started as a DLC. So again, that literally sounds like identical to the Ragnarok line. Yeah, Ragnarok started as a DLC, but then go look at the actual details. They were sketching out plans for DLC, and as they sketched out the story elements, they were like, this is going to be too big. Please shout out. Yeah, no problem. Hang on 1 second. Oops, I accidentally hid you in the channel. Why isn't that the mic drop? It started as DLC and we made it into a full game. Fair enough, the story might have been the DLC part. This is here on God. The only reason I push back, okay, is because I think this is what happens, okay? This is what happens. People hear that AC Mirage was originally going to be DLC, and they're like, well, Assassin's Creed Mirage was going to be DLC. And what they picture in their mind is they're working on the game, building it, and they're like, hey, I've got an idea. Let's just completely rip this out of Valhalla and sell it for $50. And that's the most unlikely turn of events, but that's what everybody pictures in their mind. The most likely turn of events is it was being scoped and sketched out, and they said, this has exceeded what will work as a DLC. Let's make this a standalone game, and let's return to the stealth roots with Basim. Like, the most likely decision for it to not be a DLC and to be a standalone game happened pre-production. Same with Ragnarok. It's pre-production. You're not getting some half-baked DLC that was ripped out of a game and sold as a full title. You're getting something that in its pre-production stage, they said, hey, this is going to get too big. Let's make it a full game. An article said it was a planned DLC on paper. Then they discussed and fully planned it as its own game. Yeah, I mean, that's essentially what they did with Ragnarok. So I'm not trying to like gut check anybody. I wasn't trying to like snap it on God. I was just like, let's not do that, please. Let's not run these it's DLC narrative stuff. I can't stand it because we've been through that circus so many times. We've been through that circus so many times with Ragnarok, and it's On God's not misrepresenting anything, but people will totally misrepresent that one line from one article. Makes sense, I guess, maybe like The Lost Legacy. It remains weird as heck to me that a game can come out and be a full game by any and all measures, but some bros will just try and say, feels like a DLC to me, and expect us to take them serious. Well, nobody was saying that today. Nobody was saying that. Anga was just saying this was planned as DLC. Like, I don't think Anga was trying to run a negative narrative. That's not the kind of vibe they typically bring to chat, right? And I don't know what this person is doing. They're just hashtagging the frick out of my chat. Rainbow Gathering, was that an accident? If you continue to do that, you'll just get banned. Brotherhood was a DLC, and look at that classic. Do we know that for sure? Not arguing that AC Mirage is DLC, just saying that the whole DLC price thing is a shallow criticism and doesn't really say anything. Once they put it on the storyboard, they realize there's no way that'll fit into a DLC. At that point, they flesh out the full game, cut it out, and throw it in the asset. Throw it in as an asset repo. No, not you, Rainbow. Somebody you can't see in chat. Somebody named Rainbow Gathering. They just blasted hashtags in the chat, and so they got snagged by the filter. They might have been accidentally G1 whoops meta history. I don't understand. What are you trying to communicate? You're talking like a bot. I think Infinity will be like a multiverse thing that Ubisoft's been trying to mix supernatural stuff with Assassin's Creed. I think Infinity will be their way to do that. Yeah, I don't know about that. If you guys are tuning in for the latest Assassin's Creed news, make sure and hit subscribe so you can talk in my chat. We need 19 people to hit the like button. Thank you for a strong start to Monday. This stream started out really peculiar, and it's continued to be peculiar. I think YouTube is finally putting us, I think we're finally showing up like as a live stream. We're not showing up as a video. We're showing up as a live stream. We're getting a lot of clicks today from new folks. If you've never been to one of my streams before, remember, hit subscribe so you can talk in chat. We'd love to hear from you. How did you find the video today? We are getting nothing but... What the frick is with the... Oh, they changed the verbiage in the back end. Content suggesting this live stream. It didn't used to say that. It would just say suggested, and now it says content suggesting this live stream. They've updated that, and we're getting almost everybody from browse. So if I was on your home page, like your main page on YouTube, and you're like, what is this guy? Who is this guy? We'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for being here. few other changes as well. Well, whatever they did, I'll freaking take it because I feel like we're meeting tons of new people today. So thank you for stopping by, even if you only hang out for a few minutes. We live stream all throughout the week, multiple shows a day. It's a safe for work broadcast. So people sort of treat me like a video game podcast radio show. They throw me on in the background of their work day, and they don't have to worry about the language I use because we do run a safe for work broadcast. So thanks for being here. There's a new image over the YouTube words. A new image over the YouTube words. What are you talking about? That's almost every day. That's a Google thing. Yeah, who knows? So happy to see viewer numbers getting higher. I'm really, really encouraged. For those of you that don't know, maybe you're unfamiliar with our show, we don't stream on the weekends. Now, we did stream on Saturday for Ubisoft 4, but we don't stream on Saturdays and Sundays. I take the weekend off. Typically, that means Monday we're talking about gaming news that's a couple of days old. And the response from you guys lately has been incredible. The fact that you're like, I don't care if it's a day or two old. I want to go in and discuss this. Like, that's awesome. So you guys, the support from this community has been stellar. Because as a gaming news channel, Monday is always one of the more daunting days because we're 2 days late. We don't have that ability. Now, sometimes we might upload content on our other channels. We have an updates channel that's like 4-minute videos. So sometimes that channel might get something very quickly. But generally speaking, we're always a day or two behind just with the way that we do it because we're a live stream and we research everything before we do a show. So we appreciate that very, very much. And yes, the Reforge Reaction channel will be live today. It will be live today. And so I think we're going to do probably a premiere and a redirect to celebrate. We're not going to do that every day over there, but I think we're going to do a redirect and a premiere to kind of celebrate the first reaction video going up over there. And we appreciate you guys supporting that. We will do that infrequently for the First Look channel and the Reaction channel. We don't want to do that all the time because we really want those channels to survive on their own. Why did Ubisoft do the show on the weekend? Just imagine asking people to work on a Saturday. I don't know. I don't know why they did it on a Saturday instead of like a Friday or a Thursday. It could have something to do with all of the different communities and all the different companies that had to come together for the video, the convergence of all the different studios or something. I truly don't know. How many bags of coffee do I have to buy to get a new resealable bag? How many are left? If you go to the coffee website, it shows you the remaining quantities. So right now, the light roast is 235 bags and the dark roast is 168. So that one's getting closer to being down. Creature, just so you know, the main banner on reforgeroast.com where it says balance and then it says shop now and learn more, that shop now button's doing literally nothing. And learn more is doing literally nothing. Both those buttons are dead. Now shop more and shop now and learn more is working on Reforge Light and it's working on Reforge Dark. But the main banner, both those links are dead right now. I'm not sure why that happened. That's a new development. They've not been broken before. I just pulled it up and clicked on them and was like, they're not working. Lono, one big thing I noticed at the Ubisoft show is Netflix is upping its push into gaming. Yes. You ship coffee internationally. If your country code's not listed, we can add it, but the shipping gets a little expensive. Haven't been there this week. Updates must have got me. Yeah. Exo says, sorry, but no. Don't see Assassin's Creed taking after Souls games or horror. They are story-driven games with fully voiced storylines, completely different styles. Just because swing big swords now doesn't make it Souls. If anybody was making a prediction that Assassin's Creed gameplay was going to start to become like Souls games, I don't think so. I don't think so. Doubt it. I'm with you, Lono. This crap's getting out of hand. Microframe is going to their heads. Sony to announce a new AAA IP before October. No crap, Sherlock. Yeah, he's saying he got a Twitter DM from a very reliable source that PlayStation's working on a new AAA IP, AAA IP. That's right, AAA IP, and that it will be announced before October the 1st. I mean, I don't know, Eugene, on that one. What are we assuming that is? According to a few articles, said Lil Curse, I read on the adult-only real-life gambling controversy, few articles have been saying evidence is rising to the top. No, they're click farming, homie. They're literally click farming. There is absolutely no way Assassin's Creed Mirage has an adult-only rating for gambling. It's not possible. It's landing on consoles. It's like, it's not a possibility. There is no evidence rising to the surface. They're all click farming. There's just no way. There's no way. It's a non-starter. It's free press for the new game. The control scheme is similar to Souls now, but won't be a Souls-like in the game. Never fought witches in AC Valhalla. That stuff was creepy. I'm just looking forward to a more traditional Assassin-style game with assassinations again. I really hope they go back to their roots like they said. I felt like the AC Mirage cinematic trailer really, really pointed to that. I do. I feel like it really, really pointed to, look, man, we're going back to basics here. I mean, he even puts the feather on the guy's throat, you know? He even puts the feather on the guy's throat. Yeah, I'll let that one through. I don't know why that one didn't get through. Some comments are getting filtered on our channel for no reason. Several months ago, they had around 20 titles in progress that hadn't been announced. Probably, it could be it's just impossible to release on console. Lil Curse, it's been announced for all consoles, though. They literally confirmed, one of the directors confirmed, this is the last cross-generational Assassin's Creed. It simply isn't possible that it has an adult-only rating. It just isn't possible. Hopefully people weren't mistaken. Mirage footage for the AC1 remaster. Yeah, that was one thing. Did the snitch get that wrong? Who got that wrong? Somebody got that wrong. That there was an AC1 remake that was going to be announced during the Assassin's Creed showcase. The Assassin's Creed 1 remake was not announced during the showcase. They said AC Jade will be mobile soon. It'll be the first time seeing AC game in mobile. You don't need to type in all caps, homie. I'll read your comments. Just as a one-off, Red is continuing the open world RPG. I think so. The only way Assassin's Creed is like Souls is if you take the difficulty all the way up. 200% damage taken and 60% damage dealt. I predict there will be a game and you know stuff. Can I be famous now? It's just so lowbrow and obvious that Sony is making an announcement of a new IP this month at the showcase. Yeah, that's what I mean. I feel like he's just kind of getting desperate. I don't think the snitch is reliable. I don't. I think he's a liar. He's either a YouTube employee that gets access to stuff like early and then like has gotten some things right because of that. But you know what I'm saying? To act like, oh yeah, Sony's gonna make a big AAA game announcement. Yeah, no crap, bro. What did he say? Before October? Before October? Yeah, because there's gonna be a PlayStation showcase in September. All signs point to it. That's what I'm saying. You can make the new Assassin's Creed game Souls-likes with settings. Why build that game? Which Assassin's Creed game is gonna be live service? That's the question, Hilly. The way they've treated Assassin's Creed Valhalla, they've expanded AC Valhalla well beyond what anybody thought. And then I think they'll do Assassin's Creed Red inside the Infinity platform as like an ongoing live service game. AC Red will be based on Shinobi or Samurai. They said it's Shinobi, Tackler. They said it's a Shinobi game. I believe it'll be Shinobi versus Samurai, because if it was the other way around, it would feel too much like Ghost of Tsushima. They have specifically said it's Shinobi, which is synonymous with ninja. We looked it up today. Like, it's basically... And they have a ninja jumping on a roof, and then, like, black smoke hides him. They thought Jade was going to be the AC1 remake because the director's first name was Jade. Whoever predicted that was wrong because of that. No, Detective Seeds, I saw a leaker claim AC Red, Jade, Hexe, and Infinity, and Mirage, and AC1 Remake. They had them all side by side and said it would be announced during the showcase. A $5 tip from Luis Castillo. Hopefully the adult rating gets fixed. I'm assuming the ESRB saw some microtransactions and said it was too egregious to let slide. That's not true, Luis. The ESRB website hasn't rated the game yet. It's a mistake. It's some kind of a placeholder mistake. The ESRB has not rated the game yet. Bro Sexy with 4 months. A 4-month milestone. Nothing is true. Everything is permitted. I'm glad they're going back to the roots. Requies, Cat and Passe. New badges look dope, by the way. Thank you. A whole year for Nova hands. That badge will turn gold next month. Thank you, Nova. What we really need is a Tenchu remake. I believe they said something to the effect earlier this year that they have around 20 unannounced titles in progress. It's not a leak. It's obvious, says Eugene. I didn't know that. Weird mistake. It is a weird story, Lewis. It's like, of all of the placeholders to use by accident, right? I could see like E for everyone. I wonder, this is going to sound ridiculous. I wonder if it's literally because it's the first one in the alphabet. Like A, A-O. Because you've got A-O, you've got E, you've got teen, you've got M. I'm quite literally wondering if it's a placeholder because it's literally the first rating in the alphabet. I'm not kidding you. Because I could see them mistakenly putting E for everyone and people being like, is it not going to be very violent? E for everyone. What the huh? And then being like, oh, sorry, that's just a placeholder. How the frick do you get an adult-only rating as a placeholder? Some intern's going to come out and be like, yeah, it's my fault. That's my fault. I had them ranked according to the alphabet. The ESRB uses RP for a placeholder, as in rating pending. That's what I mean. Then why would you put adult only on there as your rating placeholder? It's so bizarre. Afternoon, just tuning in. Yo, what's good, JoJo? Thanks for tuning in. If y'all are just tuning in, thank you for 400 likes on the video. We're covering the latest Assassin's Creed news. If you've never been here before, subscribing is totally free. I'll be on your homepage and sub feed all week long doing talk shows. Just hit subscribe and the bell button so you don't miss the shows. It is free to subscribe. We do offer paid membership and extra members-only content. We do. $5 a month gets you into every single thing that we do for members only. So thank you so much. If you've considered doing it or you're going to do it, we greatly appreciate that. And thank you everybody who's been supporting our other channels. Our updates channel is just humming along, and so is our First Look channel, and we greatly appreciate it. And we are launching our reaction channel today, so I look forward to you guys getting to enjoy that. Where's Baghdad? Thank you, James Carr, for the $10 tip. Baghdad's the capital of Iraq, is it not? A $10 tip from James Carr, very generous through Super Chat. That's my man right there. Always so generous here, virtually every day. As far as I understand it, Baghdad's the capital of Iraq. So it's, you know, it'll be a pretty iconic location. Oh, I can do one. Yeah, hang on, mama. We had a coffee order just this morning. They did a I believe they did the best of both worlds. Anytime we have an odd number of labels, sometimes my wife will come in and say, "Hey, do you have a coffee order this morning?" So the coffee order from this morning, yeah, best of both worlds. It's one of each. The one light, one dark to Sir Wallaby. Your order is going to get printed right now. Yes, that one. That one forward. Your order's getting printed right now. You're getting that expedited service. You're not having to wait until tonight and subsequently then tomorrow.
Technically it is expedited.
It will go. Yeah, it's technical. It's a free expedited shipping. You just, you got lucky on the labels. So my wife will bag your order and it will go to the post office today, which is crazy good. We get coffee to you guys usually between 3 and 4 days of the order being placed. It will be on your doorstep, and that's way faster than most companies. Most companies, it takes almost 2 weeks to get to you. Oh, whoever that was is well, I don't want to say the city, but you're close enough to where we live. We'll probably get it tomorrow. Okay. Just out of curiosity, how does roasted coffee bean taste like? We have the flavor profiles on reforgeroast.com if you're interested. It describes their flavor profiles and the notes and the, it's Arabica and not Robusta. It's City Plus profile. All that's listed. I'm not a coffee snob. If you're interested in that, reforgeroast.com has all the information about the flavor profiles, including the flavor profile of our holiday roast, which I really hope I get billed this week. That will be here in time for November. Slap the camera and tell it to act right. Oh, you know what it is? Chilled out when you lean back. No, it's that we have hang on. It's autofocus is turned off. I turn it off on Friday nights because when it's my wife and I, it'll focus on the joystick. Give me like 1 second. Okay. All right, it should be totally focused on me now. There we go. Yeah. It might have been too. Sometimes when I bump the camera on the desk, it like moves it. It like moves it, it'll mess it up. So, I have to turn off continuous focus when I stream with my wife on Friday nights because it'll focus in between us on that. I've tried everything I can. I just manually focus on my chair for Friday nights and it tends to work. What does cutting off the ring finger signify? Somebody can help me with this. One of the early games, didn't the blade cut the finger off and then that became one of their things they did to allow the blade to come out or something? I never got to try out the rogue mode, no. It was like to make room for the wrist blade, but didn't it happen by accident? Didn't the first guy literally cut his finger off while using it, and then it literally became the thing that they did? You seem slightly less zoomed today. Zoom can fiddle with autofocus. It can. Dedication to the Creed, the first AC game. Origins is the start of the Hidden Ones. Bayek lost his finger. Bayek cut his finger off while killing somebody. Yeah, that's who it was. Yeah, it was Bayek. He's like my favorite. You should make your own mug. The Reforge Roast Shop has mugs and tumblers and t-shirts. Appreciate the suggestion. It's already been done. Yeah, it became a ritual because of what happened to Bayek. The original blade extended where the ring finger is, plus dedication to the Creed. Yeah. I think that's really cool, to be quite honest. We just hit a new sub milestone. Thank you so much to everybody who's been subscribing to the channel as of late, as well as memberships. Guys, great way to celebrate a milestone is to gift some members. Gifted members go out so fast now. Thanks for supporting the channel with viewership, with lurks, with likes, with subscribes. We are cruising to 19,000 subscribers, which is just right on 20K's doorstep. Maybe something to do with the dude's neighbor who lost 2 fingers. That might be it. The ring finger was first an accident. Later, it's a sign of devotion and a rite of passage as the blade comes out in the same position as the ring finger. In Assassin's Creed 2, they stopped cutting them off and just branded the ring finger since they made the hidden blade safer so it wouldn't cut off your finger by accident, if I recall. The Vikings said screw that, and they put the blade on the other side of the wrist. Yeah. Gollum bit his finger off. That's what it was. Yeah, Lord of the Rings. Why can't I listen to the members only with screen off like I can everything else? Lord Rain, we can't figure out. It works for some people, and it doesn't work for everyone. I really hope they fix it very soon. You're literally paying for 2 perks, and you can't cash them in at the same time. It's really annoying. I am sorry. I've literally reached out to YouTube about it, and I've been told that it should work, and we do have some members, and it does work for them. So sadly, it's something that they have yet to solve. It's I don't know. I can't quite problem solve it because we've tried everything, you know. Sometimes I think it's if you want to do your membership and then premium, like cancel premium and then re-up premium so that your membership comes first and then premium, or the other way around. I can't freaking tell. We couldn't really get consensus as to what made it work, what seemed to make it work, and what seemed to make it not work. We couldn't get consensus from people. Any info on the guy who appears at the end of the trailer? No, no info on that. Was just seeing if I was doing something wrong. No, you're fine, Lord Rain. You should look into that. It's honestly, it's been a frustration point for us because we do a ton of members-only content, and YouTube Premium is a perfect fit for our audience because many people listen to me audio because I'm like a podcast. So it's a unique and more noticeable frustration for our audience because of the kind of content that I make. It's Basim's Demons at the end of the trailer. Oh, right. Did you play Origins? It got a next-gen patch. I don't remember where I own Origins. I would love to go back and check it out. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to play it to completion, but I'd love to go back and check it out. I just don't have time for games. If I'm playing a game off stream, I'm trying to record. I'm trying to record something for a first look or a reaction. If I'm playing a game off stream, it's with my wife or my kiddos. Like, I don't have a whole lot of time to just game by myself. Oh, it's on Game Pass? Nice. So Basim has demons. The guy was probably Odin connecting Basim to Valhalla. Assassin's Creed Mirage information has been revealed by GameSpot, including black box missions, no present day or much science fiction. Basim is very fast, has a pole vault move, parkour is improved, no branching skill tree, some wilderness and other places to explore. I did not see all that info, no barrier. No. Thank you for that. We could read through all that in a moment here. If you guys are tuning in for the Assassin's Creed news, we've been streaming for about 2 hours. It just alerted me and said, hey, you should run some ads. And I'm like, no, we don't do that in the middle of the stream. We don't think that's a good idea. We typically say, hey, every hour on the hour, we'll leave it to you guys to do members, gifted members, or super chats. Because we did try to run ads the one time, and it just murdered viewership because it causes all kinds of buffering and stuff. So we just lose tons of people when we do it. So I'm sure as the channel grows and as viewership goes up, we won't be as protective, but we're pretty protective of it. We're pretty protective of it right now. Let's do that, and we'll do that. Got to get the next thing. I have a discussion question that'll create it'll create like a really good segue into our next stream, but I'm not going to give you the discussion question for a little bit because we haven't touched on it, so I've been kind of saving it. It is related to the Assassin's Creed showcase. It is related to what they showed and what some people said. We had a lot of positive as well as negative response during the Ubisoft Forward showcase, and so we felt like today's second stream topic would be a really good one. But I'm going to kind of hold out just a bit. And as a mark of respect during National Mourning, we will not live stream tomorrow's Direct. It will be published video on demand. Oh, Nintendo UK isn't going to live stream it on their channel. Okay. There we go. Alright, second stream is scheduled. Assassin's Creed Mirage sounds like a fantastic return to the series. It's a summary of this article. Oh, okay. Alright, let's read through this article then. Let me set up redirect so when we do the second stream, you automatically go to it. Let's take a peek here. Let's take a peek-see here. I feel like I read this, maybe. Okay, so we have a GameSpot article entitled "The 13th Mainline Assassin's Creed Takes Inspiration from Multiple Games Across the 15-Year-Old Franchise." I like what we've seen of Assassin's Creed Mirage so far, though Assassin's Creed's shift into open-world action RPGs has resulted in plenty of good ideas for the series. It's created a trilogy of games that oftentimes feel disconnected from what came before. I love Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla, but all three, to various extents, put the Assassin's Creed experience into too big of a setting or overshadow all the cool real-world history with less impressive supernatural flair. In comparison, Mirage looks more like the series' earlier games. Can we get another zoom level here? Yeah, that's not bad. You play as Basim ibn Ishaq, a young street thief in Baghdad who is inducted into the Hidden Ones, the precursor of the Assassin Brotherhood, and is tasked with hunting down members of the Order of the Ancients, the precursor to the Templars. Unlike the more recent Assassin's Creed games, in Mirage you can't pick between two playable characters, and there aren't dialogue options throughout the story. There's no giant branching skill tree of abilities, and the scope of the game more closely resembles the medium-sized Assassin's Creed games. Mirage is going to be a condensed experience, Assassin's Creed Mirage art director Jean-Luc Sala told me. It's a more focused game. The size of it is something like a Rogue or Revelations, just to give you an idea of scope. So players can expect Mirage to probably be a bit larger than the earliest Assassin's Creed games like the original or Brotherhood. However, it sounds like it's no Black Flag or Odyssey. Quote, "For the size of the city or the map, you can expect something that is as dense as Paris and Unity. We do have some wilderness around, which was not the case in Paris. Paris was just Paris, and there was very small Versailles stuff just for the flavor. But we do have more in Baghdad and Mirage. You can go outside the walls and see some nice places." Alongside being a more condensed experience in comparison to Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla, Mirage will also put a greater emphasis on social stealth and parkour abilities. Unlike Bayek, Cassandra, and Ivor, Basim is not a warrior who can safely tank hits and openly engage multiple enemies. If you're trying to assassinate a target, you'll need to be strategic in your approach, stealthily laying traps and being a hidden blade in the crowd. And if you are spotted, it might be better to escape and try again later. Fighting your pursuers may put you in an early grave. Basim is definitely not Ivor. Why is it doing that? You have to pay attention to what you do, how you play. If you are hit, you are hit. You are going to regret really, really soon. You're going to regret it really, really soon. If you start a fight with the big chunky enemies, thinking this is like Valhalla, you are going to die really fast. You need to just take your time, look around. It's more of a bird of prey playing with their prey approach. Take your time, look around, be smart, move quick, kill, disappear, think again, look around. So it's really that. You kill and vanish and then come back again. If you are static, it's no good. Sala describes Basim as one of the fastest protagonists in the Assassin's Creed series, possessing plenty of gadgets. Oh, back to the top. There we go. That fixed it. Gadgets and skills that help him quickly move through Baghdad, like the pole vault, which allows Basim to quickly cross gaps while running. Quote, "The pace of parkour is definitely faster than the previous games, so you have some tools to help you go fast. So the parkour base is improved, it's faster. You do have new vanishing tools that help a lot. The corner swing is back, so you can go really fast, turn around, and go somewhere else. It's a mixture of old and new mechanics, but nothing revolutionary." Basim is able to pull off a new multi-kill assassination that sounds a lot more murderous take on the Fear multi-takedown from Batman Arkham Knight, allowing him to effortlessly kill several targets at once in quick succession. Quote, "It's not something you can do all the time. You learn it and improve it. Perhaps at the beginning, you're not able to use it that much more than two enemies, but perhaps it can go better. It's not exactly Matrix bullet time, but you have the opportunity to recharge this ability, and then when you think, quote, this is the best moment to take down several enemies, you just quick shot them, and it happens." When I asked Sala When I asked, Sala said he was not allowed to reveal how much Basim can improve this ability or how players are able to do so. I assume it's tied to a story progression or a specific quest, but that those details would be revealed eventually. Frankly, I love everything that I'm hearing. This is a style of Assassin's Creed game that we haven't seen in a very long time. And it wasn't until I was attending a Ubisoft preview event to check out Mirage and then subsequently talking to Sala about the game that I realized just how much I've missed this style of Assassin's Creed. It sounds like a giant game that borrows elements from multiple Assassin's Creed experiences from the past 15 years, but ultimately most closely emulates the structure and vibes of the original game. Mirage even takes place just 20 years prior to the events of Valhalla, which is also around the same time as the first Assassin's Creed. Mirage takes place 100 years before the creation of the Creed. You will see the fortress of Alamet and its ongoing construction. The building is not finished, and it's going to take, for some reasons, a lot of time to be completed. But once it's completed, that they start to be the assassins and stop being the hidden ones. That switch is going to be the same for the Order of the Ancients and the Templars. It's still a little bit too early, but you can expect that the next step of history is going to have the hidden ones come out of the darkness and into the light, as we say. We are assassins. We are no longer hidden. Mirage is by no means a reboot for Assassin's Creed, yet I couldn't help but feel like it might almost act as a narrative on-ramp for lapsed fans or newcomers to the series. In GameSpot's Assassin's Creed Valhalla review, I talked about how the game tied up a lot of loose threads in the series, referencing pretty much every mainline Assassin's Creed game and lingering plot point. And now, in an interesting twist, its follow-up, Mirage, evokes similar imagery to the first Assassin's Creed, as both games take place in roughly the same location, just 300 years apart. Basim and his fellow Hidden Ones even wear robes not unlike what Altair and his fellow assassins wear in the original game. Plus, the aforementioned Alamet is a fortress that inspires the Assassin's Brotherhood to build similar structures across the Middle East, including the fortress of Masyaf and from the first Assassin's Creed. I point this out to Sala as we spoke, commenting that it almost feels like following Valhalla, Ubisoft is giving Assassin's Creed series a small reset. He disagreed, saying that Mirage simply feels that way given the nature of the franchise. Not a remake or reboot, it's just like every Assassin's Creed game, which has to bring a new character, new setting, and new time period. This is the DNA of Assassin's Creed, to always bring something new and fresh, and that happens to be exactly the good formula to bring the good vibes for the old geezers like you and me, and to still do something fresh and new for newcomers. And to that point, Mirage is not representative of a drastic shift for Assassin's Creed. The series is going back to this style of game. The series isn't going back to this style of game from now on. We're still going to get Odyssey and Valhalla-sized experiences. For example, Project Red, an upcoming Assassin's Creed game set in feudal Japan, is being made by the same team that developed Odyssey, and it sounds like it will be similarly giant in scope. The same, hang on a minute, no mods, cool. The same could be true for Project Jade, an upcoming mobile game set in China, or Project Hexe, an upcoming PC console game seemingly set in the Holy Roman Empire during the witch trials. And granted, it makes sense that Ubisoft could continue making games like Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla. Those three games have sold a lot of copies, making them some of the most popular Assassin's Creed games ever. Why would Ubisoft stop making games like them if fans are buying them? That's what I've been continuing to say. People are like, the franchise is bad or the franchise has gone downhill. It's like, bro, they all do very well. They've all done very well. We just thought it was time to bring some stuff back, Sala said. Mirage is not the future of the franchise. It's not a sidestep. It's not backwards. It's just that this is here and you can enjoy it. So let's celebrate. They're really pushing back on the notion that this is like a going backwards or a retread, reboot, anything. They don't want anybody thinking that about this. She said Basim. The actor corrected that. They said on the broadcast Basim, so I'm not going to get caught up on it. It's not like Mirage completely forgoes all the advancements and changes the franchise has made since the days of Altair and Ezio. Basim will be able to recon locations with his Eagle companion, much like you could in Origins and Odyssey, for example. And much like Unity, plenty of buildings on the map in Mirage can be entered, allowing you to parkour through structures, not just over them. Most exciting of all, however, is the return of the Hitman-style black box missions from Unity and Syndicate, which have been reimagined around Valhalla's hidden One Bureau's missions. As Basim explores Baghdad, he'll be tasked with reopening Hidden One bureaus around the city, but some you'll need to clear of a high-level target first. That's your mission, Saleh said. So all the activities of the Bureau, investigating, identifying targets, and then identifying the boundaries of the black box and see what happens there. It's going to be obviously full of enemies, so it's perhaps not a good idea to go straight in and try and reach your target. You need to be a little bit more stealthy and smart, take your time, and look at what's happening before making decisions. There are multiple ways to take down your target. The more recent Assassin's Creed games' ever-growing adoption of fantastical science fiction and supernatural elements aren't making a return in Mirage, however. Quote, "We do not have present-day segments, nor too much science fiction stuff. It's clear from the beginning of the game and for a bit at the end that someone is entering the Animus, and this is an Animus experience. This game is not disconnected from that feature, but it's not the purpose of this game. It's focused on a young person, Basim, and his story. That's why we want to go straight to that." He added, "The core of Ivor and Basim's story in Valhalla is really mythology. Into the mythology, so that's fine. It's okay. It was really great in Odyssey and Origins. We don't do that in Mirage. That's not our story. We are in the historical setting. As you have seen in the trailers, there is something that is kind of unnatural, but as you've noticed also, it's perhaps inside the rite of passage. But we don't go too far into that. It doesn't mean we don't have hints or winks about the mythological culture of the Middle East and of Persia, so you can perhaps expect some stuff." In a follow-up clarification, Saleh added that Mirage, like all Assassin's Creed games, won't be made with 100% historical accuracy. As this is a video game, enjoyment comes first. So even though the team hasn't outright drastically altered the history and culture of the time period, they have massaged certain parts of it to make the game more fun to play. Several of the tools the Hidden Ones use have not been invented as of the 850s, for example. When you have to choose something, and you have to choose between pure accuracy and emotions, because we tell stories and we bring emotions to players in gameplay, we pick emotions in gameplay. We always discuss with specialists of the culture of that time period, in this case medieval Islam, to see what fits every time we make a decision. I've always admired the great deal of care Assassin's Creed teams typically extend to creating an authentic reflection of a time and place. So far, the team on Assassin's Creed Mirage seems to be on the ball in terms of set dressing, clothing, and architecture. Care has seemingly been put into the casting call for voice actors as well. During the preview, Ubisoft revealed acclaimed Iranian and American actor Shohreh Aghdashloo would be voicing Roshan, a Persian Hidden One and Basim's mentor during the events of Mirage. Aghdashloo is most recognized for her work in television like Dina Araz in 24 and Christian Arvasala in The Expanse, though a careful ear may also recognize her voice of Admiral Shalaran Vos Tanbei from Mass Effect and Lakshmi 2 from Destiny. When Ubisoft approached me to voice this character, I was immediately seduced by Roshan's strong personality and her backstory. She's a true warrior who fights for justice and protects her fellow Hidden Ones at all costs. She is loyal and honest, but keeps her former self behind a shroud of mystery. And of course, the fact that she is a mature woman from Persian origins made her resonate even more with my own story and background. Playing such a character is a unique opportunity that I could not miss. I let the preview end my conversation with Saleh bummed that Mirage won't be releasing this year alongside the celebration of Assassin's Creed 15th anniversary. It looks and sounds like a really cool game, and I'm eager to actually play it. I try to be patient in the meantime, and thankfully I don't have to wait for long, as Assassin's Creed Mirage release date is set to launch in 2023. Development on Mirage is being led by Ubisoft Bordeaux, a developer that, up until now, primarily worked as a support studio. The story is being helmed by narrative director Sarah Bulow, whose writing credits include another Ubisoft game, Beyond Good and Evil 2. That's the weirdest part of the thing, right? You know what I mean? That's the weirdest part of it. The fact that they pulled one of the writers from Beyond Good and Evil 2 over to this? Like, what the what? I understand that she pronounced it Basum or Basim, but they said Basim during the broadcast. Like, some of it could literally be just the accent. Like, you know what I mean? English-speaking persons are going to say things slightly different because we don't have the accent, we don't have the, you know, the exact pronunciation. I'm not going to stress. The literal hosts of the showcase called him Basim. Breaking news? What is this? Oh, here it is. Following the announcement of Assassin's Creed Mirage during Ubisoft Forward, some store pages mistakenly displayed the game for pre-orders with adults-only ESBR rating are being fixed. While Assassin's Creed Mirage is still pending rating, Ubisoft wants to reassure players that no real gambling or loot boxes are present in the game. Yeah, suck it, gaming press click farmers. I didn't even want to put that on the thumbnail, title, or description today. I included it in the description because, and I tried to include it in a way that like showed this is not like an accurate thing. Like, how did I put it in the description? I didn't put it on title or thumb. It was, no, I didn't include it in the description at all. Yeah, no, that's right. I included it in my write-up. I covered it in my write-up. Yeah. So Ubisoft has officially now confirmed that AC Mirage does not have any real gambling or loot boxes. This is why you should stop following click farming YouTubers and video game outlets. You should not follow them. So you shouldn't support them or click on their stuff. They're a hop skipping away from being, they're just this close to being liars. Order of the Hidden Blade started in 430 BC. The hidden ones came sometime after Bayek. You're lucky you're out of slapping distance, says Zubair. Pretty sure that in Valhalla, Sigurd and Eivor pronounced Basim incorrectly using Nordic pronunciation instead of Arabic pronunciations. I don't think pronunciation matters. I mean, if I'm going to pronounce it the same way that the people who hosted the Assassin's Creed Showcase pronounced it, then I think I'm fine. Right? It just, I don't know. I just do my own research. Even when you say something, I always double check for myself, says Christopher. Speaking of liars, the channel that does... Oh, speaking of liars, the channel that does the 4K stuff is Big Fat Phony. I don't know what to do with that, Immortal. I feel like that's bad for the platform, but like YouTube doesn't care. It generates viewership and ad revenue. But like, do you really want people... Do you really want people doing that? Like clicking on videos and thinking they're getting some new amazing 4K video of gameplay and then they don't? Do you know what I mean? That kind of content's supposed to be like against the rules. I don't know. Keys are available. Launches during October the 12th. Time Melters. Yeah, this looks dope. Can I get a key and play it early? Time Melters. Actually looks really good. The video quality barely hits 1080 at times. It's literally, he literally just reposts videos, claims that they're new, and claims that they're 4K. You shouldn't be allowed to do that. He's a liar. Like, it's lying. You're just constantly lying to people. I don't know. Like, I felt that they put a stop to that. That's what I felt they did. I thought they put a stop to that. Where like if you were blatantly clickbaiting people, they would shut you down or remove your videos. Those should be community guideline strikes. Like you're blatantly misleading people. Like if I went live today with a title and thumbnail that said, yeah, I'm going to be debuting brand new 4K gameplay of something, and then I was sitting here showing you some crummy video that wasn't new, you should be able to report me for that. I should be able to get in trouble for that. You shouldn't be able to do that with your thumbnails and titles, especially if you're not even uploading a 4K video. I've clicked on so many videos that where I'm looking for like 4K, like highest quality I can get, and it's not a 4K video. Like that shouldn't be allowed. That's a bad click for YouTube, and that's not good for your end user base to click on videos and get the thing that they're not getting the thing they were promised by title and thumbnail. There's a chance we see Think we see a chance or killing targets before they are true targets with the way the article states, some back later? I'm not sure what you mean, Butters. I'm misleading them, but they watch almost 5 minutes out of the video. That's why it's not shut down. You assume that they're watching that much. How do you know? How do you know how much they're watching? I'm misleading them, but they watch. Is it your channel, Butters? You're talking like it's your channel. It doesn't matter what you say. You can't read my comment. I can see your comment just fine. Most videos are 1080 at highest. YouTube policing themselves, though. They like the clicks, don't they? I don't know. YouTube likes good clicks. They don't like bad clicks. You know what I mean? They like good clicks. They don't want people clicking on a video and immediately bouncing. No, but why do they keep showing up and getting 100,000 on all? I'll tell you why it works, Butters. He probably gets a ridiculous amount of mobile clicks. He probably gets tons of people clicking that have no idea they've been lied to. It's just new gameplay. They're like, bink. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you there are plenty of people that click on those videos and they have no clue they're watching a re-upload. Unless you're super, super tuned in, I guarantee you there are millions of people who use this platform who have no dadgum clue that, oh yeah, this video is a week old and he just re-uploaded. It's not 4K. He gets mobile pass-through. Yeah, he's just getting generic. He's just getting generic mobile pass-through. Guaranteed. He's probably getting that constantly. He's getting that constantly. That would be my guess. Is that anytime somebody clicks on one of those videos on mobile, they're just excited that like, oh, cool. There's a new video of gameplay, and they just watch it. You know, and they might realize halfway through that it's not real or it's not new or something, but they are 100% clicking mostly probably on mobile, I would imagine. Report the clickbait. I don't even know can you report somebody for clickbait? I don't even know if you can report them. I watch on 720 on my phone, like I can't tell if it's not 4K. Why do you think YouTube started the dislike button and removing how many dislikes a video, but shows how many likes the video has? I don't. We discussed that on radio. I don't feel like revisiting it. I don't feel like revisiting it. I supported them doing it because it was being used in ways that just generated junk data. All of the negative theories and negative press that surrounded that was so dadgum misleading. Yeah, it was just freaking misleading as heck. Yeah, I'm not telling you to report anything. I don't even know if you can. I don't typically do that. I don't typically go and report channels like that. I just find it to be annoying when we're constantly creating brand new, very good, well-produced content, and guys out here literally re-upload videos, slap a lie on the thumbnail and title, and they make tons of views. It's just irritating. I'm starting to see bad DIY videos because the dislikes aren't shown. It hurts some video types for sure. See, but I feel like a good DIY channel should be requesting a feature that asks the question, did this video help you? And if they turn that on, you can only say, yes, it helped me after watching like 75% of the video. What that would do is it would encourage better videos. It would also encourage the audience to watch longer before they get to click the button, right? Hey guys, if you got this far in the video, man, slap that yes button if this video helped you. And then you would go to a DIY video, because like and dislike doesn't communicate jack squat about a DIY video. I want to know if it's helpful. You know what I mean? And if you click no, say why. It would prevent mass downvotes because they'd have to watch too much of the video. Still get abused? No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. if you got to watch 60 to 70% of the video, it wouldn't get abused. Do you have any idea the dum-dums that you're talking about? These Neanderthals on the internet that think that like mass downvoting and review bombing like achieves anything? No. Tagged my original explanation in Discord for the come back later thing. Here's what I was trying to say. Might want to come back and try later. That makes me feel like we will have a live world always moving and not just a mission start. Kind of like the old Elder Scrolls games where you could eliminate someone prior to getting their quest. But when you did get the quest, you got a unique dialogue saying it's already been done. It did seem like you'd potentially stumble upon a mission or a person and you'd be like, oh, I'm not strong enough for this right now. It did seem like that was going to be a thing, yes. Can someone please explain to me why there are so many different Assassin's Creed trailers with different code names? Yeah, I can explain it to you. They have announced all these various projects that are being built. Some of them, one of them is landing on mobile. That's codename Jade. Codename Red and codename Hexe have just been announced. They will be placed inside of the Assassin's Creed Infinity platform, likely starting, the earliest would be 2024, probably not till 2025. Next year, 2023, is when Assassin's Creed Mirage comes out. That's not a code name. That's an actual announced title with the name, with the character, with the product description. And we now have it officially reported that the game will not have gambling in it. Ubisoft says no gambling. They have said no gambling, no loot boxes, none of that will be included. So they're not doing that. They're not doing that. So there were thoughts that for whatever reason that the press was running with it, saying, oh, there's gambling, there's real gambling in the game, and like everybody was kind of running with it. I thought it was Hex, not Hexe. They were pronouncing it Hexe or Hexe. Hexe. The final E is being pronounced. I believe is like Hexe. So my less plugged in but heavy gaming online friends' reaction to the Ubi news was, why are they announcing so many titles? That sounds like too much. Will these games suck? Just found it interesting. It is funny, Zubair, that they were just announcements. They didn't show gameplay. So we ended up with like a ton of people that were saying, I'm really, really surprised there was no gameplay. And then I had people that were saying, oh, these were just announcements. These are just code names. Of course there's not going to be any gameplay. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those things where it was like, I get what people are saying. Like, I get why people thought like there might have been more, there might have been more, to show or whatever. But I just figured it's just a bunch of news, man. Right? It's just a bunch of news. It doesn't make any sense to me to have tons of gameplay for games that you don't even have release dates for. They don't even have release windows, right? They didn't even have release windows for these games, like 2024, 2025. They're literally just saying, oh, we're making them. It's fair to say most dislikes on the platform as a whole were bad, but it's not fair to say that for instructional videos. It's annoying I can't trust the quality of an instructional video anymore. As I said, I don't think likes and dislikes are required for you to get what you needed. 90% of dislikes on the platform were attached to a 0% watch time. Right, that was the problem, is it was just a bunch of junk data. So that's why I think iterating would be better. DIY channels and instructional channels should basically be saying, listen, if you require a 50% watch time for somebody to say yes or no, did this video help you, then that's a thing that's more helpful to the viewer and the YouTuber. You know what I mean? Ask for a better feature. Don't ask for a half-baked feature that it, for all intents and purposes, didn't really do what it was intended to do anyway, right? It was like in the rare instances that it was like actually helping you with like DIY vids, it just wasn't helping anywhere else. So it stands to reason to say, well, I got an idea. Why not give me a better feature instead of limping along with this one? I think they only announced them because it was on the Assassin's Creed anniversary event. The whole point of the Assassin's Creed showcase was to say, this is the future of the franchise. And I think gameplay would have been weird. But I also think it's weird to be like, here's all these games. We don't have release windows yet. Shouldn't the search algorithm be able to determine the quality of the instructional video from viewer behavior? Right, like if everyone's getting 2 minutes in, disliking and leaving, you not seeing the dislikes, YouTube should be curating that and being like, this thing must suck. It's not even help or not. It's literally a question of whether this person knows what the crap they're doing. Plenty of DIY videos can help you. It doesn't mean they're actually giving you quality instruction. Yeah, and now you're getting extremely nuanced for an up or down vote, a like or a dislike vote. How in the world does a like or a dislike vote communicate that level of nuance? You know what I'm saying? Have they given us a better feature? No. It's because you have to remember that the majority of this platform is not DIY instructional videos. This platform is primarily dominated by gaming content. And if 90% of dislikes were being used as junk data, YouTube's like, this isn't helpful to our algorithm. Get it out of here. So they're playing a numbers game. That's how algorithms work, is removing junk data and getting efficient data. And that was one way that they did it. And I know people got mad, but like, I don't know. I think most of the people that got mad enjoyed downvoting. Like they thought that was fun to downvote bomb a trailer or a person that they didn't like. And you know what was really funny? I had committed dislikers. I would schedule a video, and in the first 45 minutes that the video was up, I had somebody, I think they had that many accounts. It was always 11. I had 11 dislikes every time before I went live, right? And as soon as they turned the feature off, that suddenly didn't happen anymore. Why? Because some weird, twisted, small-brained person was like taking some sort of strange enjoyment out of seeing 11 dislikes on a video before it went live. I mean, and then the minute they couldn't see it, they stopped doing it. It's human behavior is truly remarkable. It is truly remarkable that someone was doing that every day. There weren't 11 people that were that tuned into my stream that every day they're like, well, I got a 45-minute window to smack the dislike button. There's no way it was 11 people. It was one person with 11 alts, guarantee you. As soon as they turn the feature off, it stops happening. So, if you're tuning in this late in the stream, I have one final discussion question. We can kick this discussion around because this has to do with our second stream topic today. So I'm creating my own segue question. Is the Assassin's Creed mobile game, okay, is the push to mobile, is it concerning? Why or why not? We had a lot of people taking issue with how many mobile games have been announced in recent showcases. Our second stream is about mobile games. Are they taking over? Are there things that the gaming community is doing to promote this? Is it pure industry analysis? Is it purely economic? So I want you to stir this question up right now. I'm going to quickly run upstairs and use the restroom. Is the Assassin's Creed mobile game, is the push towards mobile, is it concerning to you? Why or why not? I'll be right back. I'll read through your answers. Okay. Okay. Pretty sure some of the dislikes were for tardiness? No, they weren't for tardiness. They would be literally, I would schedule the stream at a quarter after, and between that time and 9. The dislikes hit in the first like 10 minutes it was scheduled. All right, let's see what everybody's saying. I don't think it's an issue as long as it's additive and not a substitution, says Draken. I'm not concerned. Mobile is the future, says Saint. When I get banned, I expect my refund. I'm not sure if it's concerning. It's definitely not surprising, says Ross, and I'm still definitely not interested in mobile gaming. I don't find it concerning, says H. Brownie. I think that we just want more money. They want more money from different audiences and in-game purchases. We know we're still getting Red and Hexe, which presumably are fully fledged games. I hate the idea of mobile gaming, says Kratos, but as long as console PC gaming keeps moving forward, I guess I can't complain about someone wasting their money on a mobile game like these. I don't think they're wasting it if they enjoy their time. Like, I don't think you can say someone's wasting their money if they're enjoying their time in the game. You know what I mean? Like, if they spend money, like, let's say they buy Jade for $20 and they play it and they have a great time and they enjoy their experience and they play it all the way to completion. I don't think they've wasted their money at all. I think they've experienced a good transaction, I would say. You know? Absolutely, it's just a jab. Okay. As long as you acknowledge you're just getting a little jab in, I'm like, that's not really true. That's not really, fair. To say they've wasted their money. Because for me, like, I just can't get into mobile games for the most part. Like Diablo Immortal, I had no problem playing it on PC with a controller. Like, and I played it on mobile with a controller because of, relevancy and people wanting to see gameplay. Like, I did that as a YouTuber. Now, I could have seen myself periodically grinding on my mobile device just because, why not, to pass the time in certain areas. But I don't know. Mobile games, are they taking over? I never felt like that game was one where, ignore pay to win, right? I felt like the content loop worked. It wasn't like, I didn't feel like I was having some kind of weird, degraded experience because I was playing on a mobile device. The fact that I could use my controller was a huge win. Number one, that was a huge win. The fact that I could just pair it. Do you think mobile games are taking over? Come discuss live. Tweet. Ubisoft has cleared up the confusing ESRB rating. Solid growth. Nice work. Let's close that. All right. If you guys have had issues with redirect in the past when we do a second stream, you can always use the link that I put in the chat instead. Right? You can always do that. Let's see. If that's better for you. If it's better for you to use that, then do it. Use the link in chat, because redirect works most of the time, but sometimes it doesn't, okay? Excuse me. When I end this stream, it should bring you over, but if that doesn't work for you, use the link in chat instead. Mobile games are seemingly taking over with all of the latest showcases from the summer and the recent Ubisoft Forward and Assassin's Creed showcase featuring a lot of mobile game announcements. And we wanted to ask the question, are they taking over? Are you concerned? Are there gaming habits? Are there gamer community responses that are driving companies to the mobile market away from consoles? We're going to discuss this. I'm going to be ending my previous stream that was about all of the Assassin's Creed news. So if you want to check out that VOD, feel free to do it. I'm going to end that stream and bring everybody over so that we can bring them over and discuss this. I asked them at the end of that stream if they were worried at all about